Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I love this.
My name's Jay Milne. #Blue.
Our sports update deliverer, the Coon.
I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up today.
You know what, Reid?
You might be on this.
All right, here's what's going on in the nest.
Oh, it's the show that puts the fan in fancy pants. How you doing, everybody? Along with Jason Milne, I'm Reid Wilkins on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. A glorious Tuesday afternoon in the city of Edmonton as we are here in the Dinner Theater District, as Jay Milne has so energetically named it.
The heart of the dinner.
Are we? We're further away from the Mayfield Dinner. What's it? Is it still called the Mayfield Dinner Theater? I don't even know what it's called. It was called Stage West in the past. Remember that?
Yes, but we're closer to Celebrations.
Is that the one in the mall?
Now we're at the heart.
Is that one still operational?
District. I believe so.
I don't think you've done nearly enough.
Why?
I don't think you've done nearly enough research on dinner theater in Edmonton.
Is Celebrations gone?
I don't know. We should know.
Dinner Theater.
I mean, if you're gonna, or are you thinking of Jubilations?
Jubilations.
It's Jubilations
At West Edmonton Mall.
Oh, and there's also a dinner theater in St. Albert. So yeah, we're relatively close to St. Albert. So we're all over it. That's pretty cool. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in this afternoon. We are of course inching closer to Oilers training camp, rookie camp getting going. There's going to be that rookie game at Rogers Place on Friday between the Oilers rookies and the Flames rookies. The Flames making news today. Dustin Wolf, their excellent young goaltender, getting a 7-year contract extension worth $7.5 million per season. So that kicks in next year. He'll still play for a measly $850,000 this year. The Edmonton Elks getting ready for the Saturday game in Toronto against the Argos. So that's going to be a 1:00 game. We will have coverage starting at noon on Saturday. Green and Gold kickoff show with Jay Milne and Matthew Wannock, and then they're on after the game as well. I saw one of those, the CFL did a post today, and they have the Elks' chances of making the postseason at 41.1%. So less than 50-50, but
41, that's it.
41%. Well,
I guess given their schedule coming up.
There's still
not an easy schedule.
Yeah, as I was saying, they have a chance, but it's the path. What was I saying? The path to the playoffs is not completely overgrown. It is visible, but there's still some swathing to do. You still need a machete to clear some of the larger plants off the path. But I would think if they would be sitting here at 4-8, if they would have lost, I mean that would have been like 10%, maybe less. So they got a chance. We'll talk about that as we move along throughout the afternoon. Zachary Kubish is here as well. Zach, don't worry about it. He's eating. Just wanted to acknowledge that he's at the technical desk. You got to eat when you can in broadcasting.
Yes.
Whereas Jack Reacher often says in his books from his military training, sleep when you can, eat when you can, because you don't know when you're going to get the next chance to do it.
Words to live by.
I tore through a Reacher book on the weekend.
Did you?
Well, I didn't leave myself much choice because I think it was due tomorrow, and I started reading it like on Friday night.
Oh.
So I was like, I got to get through this book. And they're such good page turners.
What's your page turnover rate? Like how many pages are you reading an hour?
I don't even know.
Well, how many pages
I'm
was
reading
that
it
book?
off it was about 700 screens on my iPad.
So say 700 pages.
I don't know if it'd be a screen per page. Probably wouldn't be. But
and you read it Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Well, I probably read 85% of it on Sunday. Like I didn't do much. I had football on. I was doing some housework, and then I was sitting around reading.
Are you a walker and reader?
No.
You have to be sitting?
Well, it's more comfortable, isn't it? You don't want to be bouncing around while you're reading. You'll get all nauseous.
Do you ever lie down?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
And you don't fight the urge to fall asleep?
No, usually I'm focused on reading, but I guess if on a Sunday afternoon like that, if I would have dozed off, it wouldn't have been a big deal. But I wanted to know if Reacher was going to catch the Zek.
Did he?
What Reacher book am I talking about? See if you can get, just for fun. Can you guess in the nasty chat on YouTube or text it in 780-218-9999. The afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the kitchen restaurant. Sundays and Mondays, 50% off the entire menu. That's available Sundays and Mondays, 5 p.m. until close. What's going on out there?
There's a giant sign going up.
Where?
It says wood.
I do not see what you're looking at. Oh, it's on the building.
Yeah.
I thought you meant it was in the air above the building across.
No, apparently there's a business opening up called Wood.
They're just selling wood for sale. Hot wood for sale.
I want to see what the first part of this word is.
I think they actually misplaced the sign. They meant to put it on the establishment next door. Wood.
We'll see how this goes. They're putting up signs. Currently it's WOOD, but it is not centered. What other what words would end in wood?
Well, a lot.
Well, but that would be a store.
I don't know, Jay. I can hardly see that through the screens here.
This will be great.
That's okay.
I'll update you as the show goes on.
Did anybody guess any Reacher books yet? Reacher was taking on the Zek. What Reacher book was that? Am I the only one who reads Reacher?
One shot.
One shot it was, baby. Who got it?
Sobe Kirk.
Oh, he was here this morning.
He was here.
He just put it in the nasty chat. Those Reacher, I think I've read 8, 9, or 10. They're good books. Some are better than others, but they are such page turners. It's one of those where I'll get to the end of the chapter, and this a little cliffhanger
Just draws you in.
This draws you back in. They're very well written. They're good mysteries. He's an interesting character. Now I've heard, because Shay Ganem over at Ched reads the Reacher books, and he has said stop reading them when the brother starts co-writing them. So Lee Child is the writer, but I think the last few have been co-written with I think it's Andrew Child, and he says they're not as good since the brother gets on board.
Have you read any? Can you attest to that? Can you?
No, I'm kind of reading them in order. I've jumped out of order a little bit, but I think I've read 10 of the first 9 or 10 of the first, I don't know, 14 maybe. I jumped out of order for a couple of them, but they're pretty good. They're pretty good. Van Owen says, isn't that the one they made into Series 2 on Prime? I believe Series 2 on Prime was based on the book Persuader, which is the one before One Shot, which was really good. I thought that was one of the better ones. I think One Shot was the first Tom Cruise movie. I think that's what they based the first Jack Reacher film on, starring Tom Cruise. Now, do you know why some people weren't happy with Tom Cruise being cast as Jack Reacher?
Ooh. No.
Tom Cruise is not a tall man. Isn't he like 5'6" or 5'7"? Like he'd even be a little shorter than I am, and I'm relatively short.
But it's a movie.
But part of Reacher's character, though, is that he is a gigantic, athletic, strong, intimidating ex-military cop. Like
and his character in Mission Impossible was not supposed to be.
That's not anything to do with Reacher.
I know, but he's
character.
I know, but he's saving the world or saving some person, and he's still a small man in those movies. Why aren't they upset about that?
Because Reacher, well, maybe they are, but Reacher, part of Reacher's mystique and a big part of his character is that he's huge and can beat you up, and if he wants, kill you with his bare hands.
Physically overwhelm you.
Right. Not that a smaller person couldn't do it, but the Reacher projects a certain amount of power.
I could see that.
Right.
I could see them being angry about that.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, because it's part of his size is part of the character, right? As opposed to Cruise being a shorter guy. It doesn't mean shorter people can't be strong or dangerous. It's just not the part of the Reacher mystique, part of the lore.
Wasn't Krasinski Reacher? John Krasinski?
I think he was Jack Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's
I don't think I watched any of those.
Reacher, Ryan.
Yeah, pretty much all the same. Yeah. Derek Ryan, Derek Reacher. Who was that guy that played for the Oilers? I can't remember. All right. We're off and running, everybody. Thanks a lot for tuning in. So first of all, as I mentioned, if you're taking us in on the YouTube stream, subscribe to the Edmonton Sports Talk channel if you haven't already. Give us a thumbs up. We got over 100 yesterday. Good participation in terms of the show. You can chat with us, but more importantly with each other in the Nasty Chat. I gave out the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox number. That's the text line, 780-218-9999. You can email reid@edmontonsportstalk.com or jay@edmontonsportstalk.com. We tend to get some limericks coming in or just some other fun comments, so we enjoy hearing from you. I want to remind everybody, the Estes, that'll be, our second annual award show, Metro Cinema at the Garneau, 1 week from today at 7 p.m. You are invited to attend. Tickets are a pretty good deal for the joy and the camaraderie and the laughs that you're going to have. $10. $10. I mean, we're not in this to make a profit. We just want to cover some expenses. So you can email estes@edmontonsportstalk.com, ESTYS@edmontonsportstalk.com. Just say, hey, I want to come to the Estes. I want to have some fun with you guys, meet you guys, see who wins some of the awards. We have some cool categories. We're having a good time. I'm up for Rookie of the Year. You got a rant, I think, on a missed extra point or something like that that's been nominated. We're up for, this show is up for Moment of the Year for, I think, 2 Moments of the Year. I think Colin Mockery doing improv, and then is not the first appearance of the Bookbinder up for something?
Well, yeah. Now I think the final 4 in each category is going to be released tomorrow morning on the Hangout.
What's that?
The final 4.
Oh, the final 4. I did not know that. Oh, that's huge.
Is going to be released tomorrow on the Hangout, from what I understand. I also heard, and I don't know if it's confirmed or not, I heard a rumor. That there might be live entertainment at some point during the Estes.
Oh, during the Estes, yes. Mm-hmm. I could see that happening because Matthew's doing all the work, booking it up.
He's a busy boy. We'll
be doing the show from Metro Cinema at the Garneau again, our show.
You know it.
Second year in a row we've done that. We had a blast doing that show.
That was
like our 5th or 6th show.
Yeah, it was hot in there.
Yeah, it'll be all right. Van Owen in the Nasty Chat. The dude playing Reacher in the Prime series is more the size of the character in the books, but he's still smaller. But yes, he's a pretty big guy. Rip City Step says Wolverine is supposed to be short, but people got over Jackman being 6'2". Yeah, fair enough.
I think it's easier to get over somebody being bigger than they would be.
Yeah. And I don't think Wolverine being of small stature is integral to the character as Reacher's physical size is.
I've never met the man, so I don't know.
Wolverine or Reacher?
Reacher.
Yes.
Or Wolverine.
Or Logan, for that matter.
Yeah. All 3 of them. We've got another letter up. It's wood.
Oh, so it's going to be like Sprintwood or something like that.
Something like that,
Hot wood.
Yes. Twood.
Maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's a store of regret. Twood
had done it differently.
Twould have been a good store, but we didn't sell anything. Very, very sad. Okay.
This is exciting.
This is really exciting. Well, maybe the sign will be up by the end of the show.
Oh, at this pace.
What could it be?
Twood.
So I went into the guitar store across the street when I visited with my cousins, because my cousins are very, very musically inclined.
Okay.
They each play several instruments. One of my cousins does church choir and stuff like that. So they were like, hey, there's a guitar store over there. Can we go look? I didn't realize how expensive guitars were. Some of them.
Thousands
like in the thousands.
Dollars.
It's not all of them.
No.
But some of them were in the thousands of dollars. It was pretty interesting, because I'm not in that world at all, really. My cousin James, the older one, is a proficient accordion player.
Really?
Yes, he's an excellent accordion player.
Oh, my word.
Yeah.
Too bad he didn't bring it along.
Well, it is too bad. He could have come in.
It's tough to make a trip with an accordion.
Barry the Cheater thinks it's going to say Driftwood.
I don't know. Send in
Driftwood store.
See, but the way I'm looking at this, there's only fit for 2 more letters if they're going to make this thing centered. So...
Well, I can't tell how large the bay is.
I can see the sign below it.
Oh, okay.
Bitwood? Yeah, I don't know. Catwood.
They're getting some free advertising today, though.
Twood is. This is gonna consume me.
Well, hopefully we know by the end of the show, so we're not in suspense the entire.
I may be staying overtime.
just camping out, just staring at the sign all day. Got to see the sign. Got to see the sign. Got to see the sign. You and a couple others had an adventure this afternoon.
Yeah,
I filmed it, put it on the Instagram.
We're sitting in our new bullpen. I guess we haven't migrated over to the boardroom, have we?
Oh, I don't see why we would.
Well,
personally,
okay. It's more spacious in the board. Put your feet.
Yeah, but we get a window in there where we are now, and it's comfortable.
And I hear this sound coming from the window, and here I said, "No, can't be an ice cream man." Sure enough, what's the ice cream man sound? It's just dee, 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 dee. He's buzzing down the street,
something like that.
And I'm like, I haven't seen an ice cream man or van in a long time. So I bust out the back door and whistled him down. Dusty, Maddie, and Benny and Reid was there. And I'm like, come on, boys, ice cream's on me. Haven't seen it in a long time. So went down. He finally stopped, backed up. It was just
you
what
guys,
you think.
It was funny. You guys had to shout him down.
Yes.
He was half a block away.
Hey!
You were yelling off our little, it's not even a balcony. It's a fire escape staircase.
Yeah. And
he backed into this rear parking lot that we don't use.
And boy, if I was a child, I don't know.
Well, you were acting.
I don't know if I'd go back to that ice cream van.
Why?
Well, yeah.
Not cleanly?
No.
Was the man not friendly?
He had a price list up from 2023.
Well, so if the prices haven't changed, what's the big deal?
No, I don't know. And none of those items were available. So I don't even know what the cost of the ice cream was. But we got...
you paid for it, so how much did it cost?
$25 for what would have been four ice creams.
Okay, so what did everybody get?
Dustin got an ice cream sandwich.
Okay.
Benny got a drumstick, of which everybody knows I like.
Okay.
But they had a Twix ice cream bar.
Oh, okay.
So I got that, and Maddie got a Snickers.
What's in a Twix again?
It's just like a Twix. It's like wafer, caramel, ice cream, and a chocolate coating.
I could eat that.
I believe so.
But I couldn't eat the Snickers.
You wouldn't want to eat the Snickers.
And I couldn't eat the other one.
Drumstick.
The drumstick, no.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that's why I didn't get anything. I had my lunch. I had some delicious chocolate bark.
Yes.
So I decided not to get any more sweets.
Yeah, I was surprised, but not surprised at the overall appearance of the inside of the van.
Like, did the guy also live in there?
He may very well. It may double as
sleeps with the ice
domicile. Cream? Yes.
I fall asleep on a pillow of vanilla.
But I didn't even see the guy's face. He was up in the van, and he was just there's the machine.
You just see. Well,
he's handing us things over and handing us our ice creams. He was very sure not to hand over the ice creams until the transaction went through.
Well, why would he? I'm sure he's been burned.
Well, I'm sure he has.
Yeah. Yes.
Not by four.
I'll just go get the money in a second, Mr. Ice Cream Man. Give me the ice cream first.
So Dusty was saying that I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot more of that guy.
Oh, he knows this is a hot spot. Oh, yeah, he'll be.
He's going to buzz around here.
Again?
Yeah, he'll be buzzing around here, driving by very slow.
So that's the inspiration for our off-topic topic presented by William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best it can be, is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout, 780-454-4536. We want to know what is the best ice cream truck treat. So the ice cream truck is going by going through your neighborhood or workplace. It stops, or you stop it. What are you getting from the ice cream truck? Oof. What's the treat of recommendation?
I mean, what would you get? This isn't really in your realm of possibility, right? With your allergies.
Well, I could have there would be some allergy-free stuff, nut-free stuff I could have got if I really would have felt like something.
But you said ice cream truck, but there were popsicles in there too.
Right.
They had the rocket.
For instance, supersized Indiana Jones in the chat says the SpongeBob popsicle because you never know what it's going to look like.
Interesting.
Is that true?
I have never had one. Coob?
Oh, Coob.
They're either perfectly shaped because you have to get the eyes, you get some droplets or whatever, gummies for the eyeballs, or they could be disfigured. So
because they get smashed.
Yeah,
the
they
guy
get smashed
sleeping on
and
them.
smushed and melted. Maybe they want to cuddle up with it. It's too hot in the truck,
Sleep on a pillow of SpongeBob.
Creamsicle's getting a couple early nominations as well.
Yeah,
So
well, they are good.
it's a good off-topic topic. What is the ice cream truck stops at your workplace or in your neighborhood near your house? What are you getting? What's your go-to ice cream truck treat?
Well, and to be honest, El Presidente makes a great point. It's not super cheap to buy ice cream anymore. I mean,
Well, climate change.
4 bars of ice cream for $25.
Yeah, that seems...
A little bit excessive.
Well, he's got to buy gas.
Well, there's no price list, so he could have charged me whatever he wanted because he knew we were excited and giddy.
That's true. Yeah, there was no... He could have been like, yeah, $50.
Yeah.
You're already
I don't know what
to...
well, that's when he places it in your hand and just holds your hand and says, $55, son. Yeah.
Jasmine would get a snow cone. El Presidente going with the fudgesicle. Yeah, fudgesicles are good.
I think he did have snow cone capabilities.
Snow cone capabilities.
I mean, it's just crushed
Make it
ice.
sound like a military project.
Well,
We need snow cone capabilities. It's like a scene from Dr. Strangelove. We can't have a snow cone gap. The one person who's seen Dr. Strangelove is like, oh yeah, good reference, Reid. Speaking of movies I love, This is Spinal Tap 2 is coming out this weekend.
Yeah, I saw that.
My expectations are tempered for it. Like the first one is a classic. That would be one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time.
But do you think they would put out a movie like this just to make money?
Yes.
You don't think that they have any integrity to uphold the sacred original Spinal Tap?
I think it's going to be part nostalgia, part let's riff on the jokes from the first one. And I've seen from the trailers, I believe Paul McCartney has a spot in it. I think it's the drummer from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
So I'm sure they have some musicians who are now of that age as well, who thought the movie was brilliant when it came out 32 years ago. No, 42 years. What year is it?
It's 2025.
But it would be 42 years ago if it came out in 83. Came out in 82 or 83.
Oof.
So, so they probably have some. I believe, is not Elton John in it as well? I think Elton John's in one of the trailers. So there's probably a lot of cameos. So
sounds a lot like Happy Gilmore 2 to me.
Yeah,
all cameos,
I'm sure there'll be
value.
some funny moments, but I don't know if it's going to be as iconic as when it first came out. Van Owen with an excellent post in the Nasty Chat. Reid likes it because he also has an armadillo in his trousers. Have you seen This is Spinal Tap?
No.
So that's one of the lines from the first movie when they're being interviewed about their sex appeal or something. And they're like, well, let's face it. We're on stage and young women see us. And we've got armadillos in our trousers. something like that. And they're all American guys doing the British voices for being a rock band. It's
another
a classic movie.
7.
Well, okay.
Keeps going up.
Very kind. What's it called? This is Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues, I believe is the full title.
The end.
Jay, I would like you to watch This is Spinal Tap, though.
Well, then
I don't think you fully... Like, when I didn't watch it till the early 90s when I was in university, and my cousin James says you get... Because when it came out, I would have been 8 or 9.
Right.
So I wasn't totally aware of it. And then early 90s, he's like, you grew up in the 80s, like this movie could have been made in 1989 as like a summary of 80s rock or 70s bands fading away.
maybe I'll have to watch it.
Yeah, I think you would love it. All right, 780-218-9999. We've got a zucchini wrapped in tinfoil. There's another reference to the movie. Where do you think he put it, Jay? And that's how you can text the River Cree Resort Casino inbox. We got the oil understood for GCL Diesel coming up. We'll get into some McDavid talk. Also, Dustin Wolf's new contract with the Flames. Shawn Belle's going to join us at 4. Here comes the Coop.
Toronto's Bo Bichette was placed on the 10-day injured list with a knee strain. Jeez. recalling Joey Loperfido from Buffalo in response. Tonight, it's Jays and Astros meeting for the first of 3 games. Shane Bieber gets the ball. First pitch at 5:07. Elsewhere, the Yankees play the Tigers, New York, sitting 2 games back at the Jays for first in the AL East. Red Sox are also in action. They're 3 games back of Toronto as they battle the Athletics. In the NFL, Phillies' Jalen Carter has been suspended 1 game by the league after spitting on Dak Prescott of the Cowboys during Week 1 action. The league says his ejection in the contest serves as a suspension, with Carter being fined nearly $60,000 on top of it. Back north of the border, Nick Arbuckle gets a start for the Argos on Saturday against the Elks. Chad Kelly was also taken off the injured list for the Argos, but his availability for the game is unknown. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring, proudly serving Edmonton and area for over 30 years. Their West End showroom is open 7 days a week. You can shop online at paramountflooring.ca. The Reid Wilkins Show returns after a brief break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
2 guys and a goalie.
Cassie, what do you think is the number where this fan base would go, yeah, I'm okay with that with Skinner?
4.5.
Yeah,
this
I was
fan
say
base
probably
would,
under 5. Ooh, really? The fan base would probably be okay if it was under 5.
Skinner wouldn't. It'd be ridiculous too. For Skinner's camp, it probably was at the $5 million number. Now the Wolves signed, you just added another 1 to that
2 guys
number.
and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Win big this NFL season at the Canadian Brewhouse, presented by Bud Light. You could win a trip to Super Bowl 60, plus prizes like smokers, Bud Light coolers, and a trip to an NFL home opener next season. Enjoy $1 off Bud Light and Budweiser tankers. Details at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
The leaves are turning, and just like golf season, time is running out to get in on Play Alberta's biggest offer ever. For a limited time only, new players can get up to a $1,000 casino bonus when they sign up. There's never been a better time to join the fun. Visit playalberta.ca today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. Remember, if you gamble, please use your game sense.
Back to school? Really?
Yay! Really? As things settle back into a routine in your home, you may need extra space. Sentinel Storage is here to help with a store near you. Try 4 weeks free. Visit sentinelstorage.ca.
All right, good to have you tuning in this afternoon. You see Canada won the friendly over Wales.
Yes.
1-0. Derek Cornelius with a nice goal off a free kick. So 2 teams, Wales 31st in the rankings, Canada 28th. And Canada beat Romania a few days ago. Are we good at soccer?
I believe so.
Top 30. We're in the World Cup because we're one of the hosts, but obviously we were in the last one as well. So that was something we were kind of watching this afternoon here at Edmonton Sports Talk. The off-topic topic for William Huff, best ice cream truck treat. So you hear the ice cream truck coming, you know, you're at home or you're at work, you got time to run out and get something. What are you getting? What are you getting from the ice cream truck?
Waddy in Cloverdale says, I used to love the root beer and orange rocket pop that the Dickie D ice cream bikes had in the 80s and 90s. Do you remember Dickie D ice cream bikes?
Sort of. Don't they still have them?
I believe they had a cooler on the front of the bike.
Right.
And they would drive around and sell ice cream.
So you have to go back and reload fairly often, wouldn't you?
Well, I don't know. I don't know how that would work. I mean, if you sold a tub of ice cream, you know, like say, like how many bars would you get in that tub? 40? 50?
Yeah, it could be that many.
So, I mean, you sell that, you're probably good for the day.
But aren't there...
You've probably made enough money.
So the ice cream truck you guys got out of today was a regular-sized van.
Yes.
But there's also the smaller vehicles that are
right,
like a little smaller than smart cars that go around, too.
Like a Mr. Bean-like vehicle.
Yeah.
That's a single front tire.
That's a great reference.
Yeah.
Yes.
This was a regular van. I don't know if this is a full-time ice cream operation for this fella. he may have very well duped us.
It's a cover.
But yeah, I know what you mean. And then you used to have the ones, the truck from Men in Black, the guy, what's it called? Exterminator, that van.
Okay.
From Men in Black.
I don't remember, but okay.
The guy that walked around like this.
Okay.
And he was slowly turning into that van's used a lot for ice creams as well.
Oh, wow. Okay. Learning a lot about ice cream today.
Ian says, I did it for my 16th summer. It was brutal. I believe he's referring to the Dickie D's ice cream.
Doing the delivery himself. Right.
I ate more than I sold on that bike.
Oh, geez.
Oh, boy. That would be a problem.
Yeah. All your income just goes into buying the stuff you're selling. That would be a problem.
That would be awful.
Well, the temptation is endless.
Well, you don't eat your own supply. That's rule number 1.
Yeah, you didn't buy your own couches.
Oh, boy. Breaking news. We've got another letter up. It would appear to be an R.
So it could be Smartwood, Artwood, Pertwood, Hurtwood,
Dirtwood.
Yes. Wartwood.
Wartwood. Is it an R? I think it is an R.
I think it's an R. We're watching a sign go up on the building across the street. So we'll keep an eye on that. That's fascinating.
Fascinating stuff.
You know what else we're keeping an eye on? Connor McDavid. The contract extension that doesn't exist at the moment as we go into the oil understood for GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, and now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel. Understood. All right. So, where do you want to start here, buddy? So, Connor McDavid. So, what do you make of? Because Elliot Friedman spoke a few days ago, and we're at the point here now where, just in general, where things are getting almost annoyingly analyzed from things McDavid said, and what did he mean by that? I mean, we do it. I don't know if we do it to the extent. So what some Toronto guy has latched onto the fact that McDavid said no term. He was like long term, short term, no term, whatever.
Yeah. He's
latched onto that. And of course, as it is with Toronto, and that's a sign that he wants to come play for the Maple Leafs, which by the way, he doesn't. What else? And Elliot Friedman has reported about how painful the Stanley Cup final loss was for McDavid, as you would expect. I mean, they go to Game 7 in 2024 after being down 3-0. This year, they lose in 6, kind of beaten quite badly as the series went on. And then, also the speculation that McDavid was unhappy with Broberg and Holloway leaving and stuff like that. But there's a lot of different ways to look at that, and we hear from a lot of different listeners, audience members, nasties, with a lot of different perspective too. I think if you look at how the last 2 Oilers seasons have ended, very, very painful to be that close. Like maybe more painful than losing in the first round in some ways. I mean, it's right there.
Yeah.
Let's face it. Even though they fell behind 3-0 in 2024, they were in Game 7. They win that game. They win the Stanley Cup. This past year, I think as the series went on, Florida just was playing great and asserted themselves. Having said that, it looked pretty good for the Oilers coming home after Game 4.
Yeah.
The series tied 2-2. You got home ice advantage, and you just pulled off an incredible 3-0 rally and then survived Florida tying it late to win Game 4. Like, it looked pretty good at that point. So, just your speculation. Do you think the way the last two seasons ended, are what sort of factor or factors do you think that is in McDavid's mind thinking about the new deal? Or do you think it's like, well, I'm grossly disappointed, but it's not going to affect how I look at the last, as he said, possibly next 9 years of his life?
See, to me, that would, at least my thinking would be, that would make me want to come back even more to finish the job. Right? Because you're getting to the final leg and you fail 2 years in a row. Would you not want to, Reid? Would you not want to come back and finish it with the people you came with? That's the thing. Now is not the time to just abandon ship.
Right.
And I mean, well, I told you, like on First Up Radio, Carlo Koliakovo.
Yeah.
This is a direct quote from him on his show. It's how competitive this team is going to be, and do they have a chance to get back to the third straight Stanley Cup final and maybe win it this year? Because if they fall off the rails, why would McDavid commit himself to that? That's another example of what's coming out of Toronto, given he said 2 words, zero term. That's it. He said a lot of other things,
right?
But the zero term is what's being latched onto by, the national media.
Sure.
And okay, maybe deservingly so. But this whole idea that, well, he needs to see if this team is a winning team. When did this team start sucking? When, and I understand there's question marks in the lineup leading into this year. Sure. But is that going to derail Connor McDavid from staying here? Or do you not think that they can fix that? I mean, the last 2 teams they've had, I would say the first year they went to the Stanley Cup Finals, is that not the strongest team out of, last year's team and what's projected as this year's team? So I could understand that maybe being an inhibitor for him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to talk about. I don't think the Oilers are going to drop off this year where they're going to be a terrible team and finish 28th. I mean, I think they're a playoff team. And when people say, well, how can you say that, Reid? The reason I say that is because McDavid and Draisaitl specifically have taken worse rosters than what I project this year's to be into the postseason. Are there weaknesses on the Oilers roster? Yes. Are there questions? Yes. I think if you spent time going over every single team in the NHL, you'd find some questions or find some weaknesses. I guess Florida, you wouldn't find very many because they were all playing great the last time we saw them. I guess that's the question, right? Like, how much, even though McDavid is mulling over the future, he never really has specifically said, well, I have to figure out if I think the team's going to suck or not. Like, he's never been that blatant about it. A lot of people are assuming that. Maybe he is thinking that. But he's never, he has said he wants to win. The biggest reason, 2 of the primary reasons the Oilers would win or lose would be him and Draisaitl, right? And then a bunch of other things.
Well, and Draisaitl's locked up here long term.
Draisaitl's locked up, so he can't. If one of his priorities is playing with Leon Draisaitl, he can't do that anywhere else until they're both 35, 36.
Yeah,
because Draisaitl's locked up. So if that's a priority, that's good for him staying. If he's upset or concerned or thinks, man, oh man, what's coming in the pipeline? That's a fair concern, because I have that concern too. I've been saying that the last couple of years. This is not an Oilers organization rife with prospects. They've traded away some first-round picks either shortly after making them or in advance to try to get Matthias Ekholm, to be involved in trades like that. They got Ike Howard, who was a first-round pick, but they had to trade a first-round pick to get him. They traded, was it not a first-round pick to get Wallman, I think, the San Jose trade? So, if McDavid can look at that and say, okay, what's coming? Like, who's here now? And then who's here in 3 or 4 years? I think that's a legitimate concern. I don't know how much he thinks about that. And then I don't know if he's sitting around thinking, okay, these teams have the best farm system, so I want to go there. I don't know. I don't think he's even if he's debating over how long he wants to be in Edmonton, I don't know if he's identifying then his next teams necessarily.
Well, is he looking at other teams' farm systems as well?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Is a player going to sit around and do that necessarily? I don't know.
That'd be an interesting question to ask Shawn Belle, who's coming up, who's played, who's been in an NHL locker room.
Yeah, like when you're playing, how much do you think about like, oh, this team sucks now, but they might be good in 3 years. Like I don't know. They're very in the moment.
But 3 years is a long ways away in terms of prospects.
Yeah, potentially for sure.
And the thought of, I see it in the nasty chat. What if the Oilers won? Well, what has any other team in the NHL won for the last 2 years, other than Florida? Sweet, all.
Well, and I'm going to say something.
So I'm not
else
sure
here.
that's fair.
And I've said this before, and I even said it in the last couple of years before the Oilers had been to a Stanley Cup final. And people won't like this. But the Oilers winning a championship, to me, also does not ensure that he stays. I mean, let's say the Oilers had won the Cup one of the last 2 years. He's probably still saying, I want to win in Edmonton. I did it once and I want to feel that again, but I'm also considering the next 8 or 9 years of my life. Like, I guess that would be, this is an interesting discussion. And I'm not, I guess I'm just bringing this up as another thing to consider. Like if and I'm not saying this to be argumentative. I'm just saying, okay, let's look at it from all different angles. So if somebody comes up to me and says, Reid, McDavid has not won the Stanley Cup in Edmonton, therefore he wants to leave. I could say to you, well, but if he had won the Stanley Cup in Edmonton, he could also be considering one day not being an Oiler. Like that might not be, of course, winning is a priority, but as he said, if he's planning out the next 9 years of his life, he's, to me, thinking about other things as well. So I don't know if, as much as winning is a priority, I don't know if they would have won the Cup in 24 or this year that he's saying, yeah, I'll sign on the dotted line right away. Like, well, how many years do you want, Edmonton? I just think there's so many factors into it. I think he wants to win in Edmonton because he was drafted here. He's, connected to Leon and Nurse and Nuge and, now Bush, I guess, and some of the other guys who have been here a few years. But, I mean, look, it's to me, there's no, okay, so I get that there are some people, even Oilers fans, I don't know the majority of them, but I think there are some Oilers fans who have decided, like, it's over. Like, Bowman's an idiot, Jackson's an idiot, there's no good draft picks, they're never going to make another good trade, they're never going to have a good goalie, Bouchard is terrible, so they won't win the Cup, okay? So if McDavid goes to another team, though, there's no guarantee that you're going to win the Stanley Cup. I mean, it's extremely hard. Like, look at all the good teams. Okay, like we hear all the stuff all the time. Well, the Oilers suck because they got to the Cup final twice in a row and lost. Well, Dallas has been to the West Final 3 years in a row and lost. I mean, you can spin it however you want if you want to decide that a team sucks. So, is like, what team does McDavid go to where it's like, oh yeah, it's just a formality for him to win the Stanley Cup? That situation doesn't exist.
No,
you got to play the games. You got to go through the playoffs.
And to suggest that he would walk away after, I mean, they have a decent core here, right? I mean, one of the top 5 players in the world is on the second line on your team currently, right? But is there still too many questions with a lot of the young guys that are, apparently going to be pressed into action?
Right.
And that's an honest thought if that's what's going through Connor McDavid's mind. He could also just be waiting.
That's a good point.
He could also just be waiting.
It's like Cass has been saying. Maybe he's just waiting for Kaprizov.
Yep.
And maybe he says, well, I deserve whatever he signs for. I want $1 more.
What's the general thought of what Kaprizov's going to make? 16.5?
I think it's something like that, yeah.
Okay. Because there's no way that you would want Connor McDavid making less than him, correct?
Well, if that's McDavid's and McDavid, what was it? Dusty this morning or one of his guests that said we that was kind of the first times you really saw the peacock feathers from McDavid in his news conference, where he's like, I or his media scrum, I deserve to be well paid. Like I've put in a lot of work, and I'm a damn good player. I deserve to be well paid.
Good for him.
Right.
That's refreshing to hear. Instead of just saying all the things that you think people want to hear, just say, yeah, I'm the best in the world. I deserve to get what I've given up my life to get to this point.
Right.
That guy didn't have summers. He didn't go to summer camp. He didn't play any other sport in his entire life other than hockey.
Oh, he's obsessed with hockey.
I get it sounds, Jay, he's laughing now. No, he's given up his life. You literally gave up your life to get here. And he's here, so of course you want to take advantage of it. You'd be stupid not to. And I got news for you, too. Rich people like money. They want more of it. They want all of it. They won't stop until they get all of it.
Right. That's
just a fact of life. So you can't blame him for wanting that. And I found it refreshing, to be honest, that he said that. I think there might be some validity to this waiting to see what happens. Because if he signed for $16 million, and Kaprizov signs for $16.5 million, well, he's clearly left money on the table.
Right. And then how many players are going to pass him in the next however many years as the cap keeps going up? Anyway, you can chime in 780-218-9999, the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Email reid@edmontonsportstalk.com, jay@edmontonsportstalk.com. I think a new person might wanted to take a stab at a limerick today.
Yeah.
I gave out your email, and you can chat with us and with everybody else in the Nasty Chat on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up if you're there as well. We are here in the Banquet Studio, craving a late-night snack. Check out the Banquet's new late-night happy hour menu, Sunday to Thursday, 9 p.m. until close. Enjoy favorites like sweet and spicy lettuce wraps or the Banquet Burger at happy hour prices. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard. Shawn Belle coming up at the top of the hour, but here's the Coupe.
Today's Elks injury report has 3 players missing practice. Jared Brinkman with a shoulder and toe injury. Tanner Green due to a knee issue. And Javon Leake with an illness. Edmonton hits the road in Toronto on Saturday. Argos naming Nick Arbuckle as a starter in the game, with Chad Kelly being activated. And his availability for the game is up in the air right now. Elsewhere, Bo Bichette hits the 10-day injured list for the Jays due to a knee sprain. Toronto recalling Joey Loper-Fido in response, and Toronto opens their 3-game series against the Astros just after 5 today. Shane Bieber takes them out for the Birds. Around the league, the Orioles battle the Pirates, the Mets, and Phillies have a date, while the Cubs and Braves go toe-to-toe. Meanwhile, Jalen Carter is available for the Eagles in Week 2 against the Chiefs after Carter was ejected from Phillies' Week 1 matchup with Dallas for spitting on Dak Prescott. The league says Carter's ejection counts as a 1-game suspension, with Carter not playing a single snap in the contest. This sports update is brought to you by Advantage Sports Medicine. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists, and you're stuck with a bag of frozen peas. You get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. Give them a call at 780-460-9977 or visit their website at advantagesportmed.ca to book an appointment. Today's Jays Play of the Day for Play Alberta, and much more on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The Oil Stream.
Is this the week Connor McDavid signs, Tom?
I honestly don't know. I still stand by what I said last Friday on Oil Stream, where he's going to go out there, he's going to say what he has to say. People will read between every line that they can, cause concern for the hardcores that until he's signed will be upset. I think it gets done before the season.
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Gallo LLP is an Alberta-based accounting firm with expert chartered professional accountants in both our Edmonton and Sherwood Park accounting firms. Our experienced and innovative accountants provide financial advice that saves our clients money. Simply put, we help our clients protect their assets and grow their businesses. At Gallo LLP, they go beyond the numbers to ensure the continued success of your business. Reach out to Preet or John to discuss how they can help your business grow. Visit gallollp.ca today and see how they can help you take your business to the next level.
Everyone knows when you need a truck now, you call Dawn.
That's right. You call us, Frontier Cartage, when you need driver coverage or have a truck that's down.
You call Dawn from Frontier Cartage.
When you've got way more freight to move than you thought.
You call Dawn from Frontier Cartage.
When you need a truck that's available and ready to start anytime you need.
You call Dawn at Frontier Cartage, 587-222-5826. 587-222-5826.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know. Oh my goodness, what a pleasure to have you tuning into the show this afternoon. Maybe you're on iHeartRadio, maybe you're on TuneIn Radio, maybe you're on YouTube, maybe you're listening on a podcast. In the future, a lot of ways to consume Edmonton Sports Talk. We are live and local 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., and we have an added way for you to consume us. Between 6 and 9 a.m. every weekday morning, the Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric is also available on 95.7 Cruise FM. So all our streaming delivery remains the same. And now, for that 3-hour window, we have an additional way to get the outstanding show with Dustin Nielsen and Lieutenant Eric. So we just continue to grow and find new ways to reach you here at Edmonton Sports Talk. It's pretty cool.
I've listened to more 95.7 Cruise over the last week, 2 weeks, than I have in a long time.
I bet you're not the only one saying that or thinking that to themselves. You know what else is really cool?
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
Jay's play of the day is presented by Play Alberta. Why settle for less when you can have it all? Only Play Alberta brings you casino games, live dealers, lottery, instants, and sports betting all in one place. Players can get a $50 casino bonus by depositing $50 and using the code EST Casino. You can get a $50 free sports bet by depositing $50 and use the code EST Sports. Don't forget to use your game sense.
Well, if you had the line on Artwood, I believe it was plus 150, you would have hit. It looks like Artwood. Now, they could always add an F in front of it.
Yeah, Fartwood.
Yeah, brilliant brand. Somebody said earlier in the chat that would be Benny's brand.
Oh, that one day. That's talking about moment of the year.
Yikes.
Jeez.
Okay, Jay's play of the day. Head on over to playalberta.ca, click on sports, click on ESC specials. Last night I got burnt by the under, and I mean burnt. That was an under game if I've ever seen an under game. And then lo and behold,
the It
Boy comes through in the fourth quarter.
It looked like a quiet day for the Vikings crew, but then the It Boy, J.J. McCarthy, taking care of that Bears defense.
Like, what was it? 17-6 with 12 minutes and 24 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Ends up being 27-24. How do you like that? Brutal.
Well, you don't.
I don't. But that's why you shouldn't bet unders. Life's too short. So I went to the Blue Jays versus the Astros tonight. This play is over 8.5 runs. It was minus 105. It's boosted to plus 106. Blue Jays lead the majors with 80 games going over the projected total points.
Okay.
63% of their home matchups have gone over. And in all the games they've played in September, it's been an average of 11.8 runs.
Oh, wow. Well, they had those wild ones in Cincinnati, didn't they?
So hopefully the Bats stay alive, and this one's can squeak over. That's over at playalberta.ca. Click on sports, click on ESC specials. You'll see Jay's play of the day. Blue Jays, Astros, over 8.5. That's boosted to plus 106. And always a reminder to use your game sense.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
All right, Jay's play of the day presented by Play Alberta. A lot of discussion as we were going through the Oil Understood for GCL Diesel about Connor McDavid, what he might be mulling over, the continued wait for the contract extension. What do we have coming in on the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox? 780-218-9999.
Beef Nip says, as disappointing as losing in the Stanley Cup Finals has been the last 2 years, don't you think Connor looks at it and potentially sees 30 other teams that wish they were in that spot?
Well, that's a fair comment for sure.
Yeah. Saskatoon Muncher. Last year, people said the team was too old and had to get younger, but they almost got it done anyways. Now, the deep prospect pool obviously isn't good, but they went out and addressed it to a certain extent with Ike Howard and Matt Savoy. That can help now and for the next decade if all goes well. That's a big if all goes well, I think, in my opinion. But
yeah, but that's a fair point.
Fair point.
And McDavid even said that last week in his scrum. We got a little younger and a little faster, hopefully.
And this one comes in from Rob. Jay and Reid, I think the thought process for McDavid wanting to make sure the team is competitive for the coming years makes sense. With the lack of youth and prospects, I think it's totally justified. The question is, if McDavid chooses to leave and wins elsewhere, what does that do to his legacy? I'm obviously a biased Oilers fan, but I strongly believe he has to get at least one cup here to complete this story. This is his team. The next one will be less so. Winning his first one and never getting his Oilers over the hump seems diminished to me. Thoughts?
That's a good question. I guess the way I would look at that is if McDavid didn't win a cup as an Oiler and won a cup somewhere else, well, it would depend on a lot of things. Would the Oilers win a cup while McDavid was playing somewhere else? And to circle back to something you did when I was away, because you talked to me about it, that you guys were doing the top 5 Oilers stories of all time. Was it you and Tom that did that?
Yep.
And I said for myself, I said the Gretzky sale/trade to Los Angeles. I said the first cup. I said Kate's buying the team / Rogers Place. I think I said the Edmonton Investors Group. And then I said if I were to pick a second Stanley Cup to be on the list, I would pick 1990 because they did it without Gretzky.
Right.
So if the Oilers won the cup without McDavid, I mean that's a whole ball of wax there. Like
there's a lot to unpack.
Right. Like if McDavid goes somewhere else, if McDavid left the Oilers someday, that's going to be the end of a massive chapter in team history, regardless of what is accomplished or not accomplished while he's here. I mean, even if he played here for 20 years and retired as an Oiler, that's still going to be the end of an era. I suppose he's of a caliber of player that if he one day retires having never won a Stanley Cup, people are always going to say that. Oh, but he never won a cup. I mean, Ovechkin was getting to that point, and then he won one.
Well, with the same team that got him there, right?
Right.
And McDavid was, when that draft lottery was won, that was the savior for Edmonton.
Well, and I said that was another big story
was
for
McDavid.
me. Right, was them winning that draft lottery.
Right? So I
understand one of the biggest moments in franchise history.
The unfinished business aspect to this.
Sure.
Whether he does or not, I don't know. And whether that means as much as you may think it does to him, I don't know. This is a good point by Statue Boss Productions. How much more valuable would have a cup been in Boston? Would a cup have been in Boston to Ray Bourque?
That is a really good question. I don't know.
Right?
I mean, I think at that point in his career, he just wanted to get one.
Right. And he also follows up and says he won in Colorado. Who cares? He didn't do it in Boston.
Well, I don't know, but I think people...
I don't know if Connor has
I don't know
enough,
how he means that exactly, but
right. I don't know if Connor has enough tenure here to say that at this point.
Right.
Yeah, I think
that Ray Bourque comment is an interesting. I mean, he was clearly going into the last couple of years of his career, right? Boston probably wasn't going to win anything, so he moved on and won with the Avalanche. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, we're not talking about Connor McDavid on another team or retiring for a long, long time. But while this extension remains unsigned, we'll continue speculating and coming at it from a lot of different angles, including whatever Shawn Belle is thinking when we get back to the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
The Lock Shop.
I've been living the Mahomes dream since 2017. And I'm not sitting here telling you JJ McCarthy's the next incarnation of Patrick Mahomes. But I am telling you, for a rookie with that much pressure under the bright lights, to be able to bounce back from a start the way that he had was one of the most impressive things I've seen from a young man in his first NFL start in a long, long time.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
World-renowned top psychic medium and the star of Meet the Frasers, Matt Fraser comes to River Cree Resort and Casino on September 12th and 13th for a couple of special live shows. Join Matt for 2 nights of healing, hope, and laughter. Matt has become a trusted figure for people seeking closure, guidance, and connection with their loved ones. Don't miss Matt Fraser live at River Cree Resort and Casino September 12th and 13th. Both shows are 18+. Get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
Lobsterfest is back at the Canadian Brewhouse. Saturday, October 4th at 6 p.m. A pound and a half of fresh Atlantic lobster with all the fixins for just $49.99. Pair it with a stein of Alexander Keith. Details at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
Weiss Johnson, whoa!
Looking for a smart alternative to heating and cooling your home? Hi, Dennis from Weiss Johnson, your cold climate heat pump specialists. We'll explain how Trane heat pumps offer a reliable, cost-effective heating and cooling solution. Order your Trane heat pump now and take advantage of the Canada Greener Homes Loan Initiative. Trane, it's hard to stop a train. From the most experienced HVAC company around, family owned and operated for nearly 50 years. Visit weiss-johnson.com.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Javon Leach, Jared Brinkman, and Tanner Green all miss Elks practice today. Brinkman with a toe and shoulder injury, Green with a knee injury and Leach due to illness, while Nick Anderson was limited with the ab injury. This week, the Elks take on the Argos. Toronto confirming earlier today that Nick Arbuckle will get the start, with it being determined that Chad Kelly, or with it not being determined if Chad Kelly will dress for the game. In the NFL, the league has decided not to suspend Jalen Carter of the Eagles after he spat on Dak Prescott in Week 1. The league saying that Carter's injection from that contest counts as a 1-game suspension. And from Toronto, the Jays and Astros start a 3-game series. Jays first in the AL East, leading the Yankees by 2 games. It's Shane Bieber getting the start, first pitch just after 5, and the Yankees also play. They battle the Tigers at 5:05. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The second hour of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
Hope you're having a great afternoon along with Jason Milne. I am Reid Wilkins. Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. You are welcome to get in touch with us. A lot of people use the good old-fashioned text line, the afternoon inbox, 780-218-9999, presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 Restaurant. They got an $18.99 prime rib special, available 7 days a week except on show nights from 11:30 in the morning to 11 at night. This is available for dine-in and takeout. You heard Coob giving the injury report for the Elks as they get ready for the Argos on Saturday. That's in Toronto, 1 o'clock Mountain Time, game time. So noon for the Green and Gold kickoff show with Mr. Milne and with Matthew Iwanek. And then they're on the game. They're on for the post-game show afterwards as the Elks have won 4 of their last 5 and are trying to continue pushing for the playoffs. Our next guest is a former NHLer and a very valuable member of the team here at Edmonton Sports Talk. You get him on Hello Hockey. Starting when, Shawn Belle? When's Hello Hockey back for another season? Have you and Tom set a date? Nice to see you.
Good seeing you too. Before I even get to that, Jay, those moves were hot.
Thank you.
They were sultry.
Ooh. Yeah, I like breaking them down. Coob plays some really good songs.
There's no chance that your wife doesn't just fall for that, hey?
The complete package. What can I say?
I love it. I love it. Yeah, we've got a date set for Hello Hockey season 4, September 27th. We will be back on the air. We're looking forward to it. It's going to be a good show again, and it's going to be action packed. And hopefully, we'll bring some pretty good guests around this year.
Well, you guys do a great job. You even once had me on the show, which was pretty fun. I went and had breakfast. They were local on Jasper Ave.
Oh, yeah.
So I just walked over, had breakfast, and did part of the show.
Hop, skip, and a jump for you.
It was. It was
nice fantastic.
Exercise. Yeah. Where are you right now, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm right outside the Silent Ice Center. Just finished my day of work, and I'm sitting. I'm just hanging out at my truck right now. So that's where I'm at.
Okay. Well, yeah, because you look like we could see the blue sky behind you, but we can't.
I know it's quite nice. I think it captures my eyes.
It really does. Yeah.
Aside from it, it does look like you have a light pole sticking out the top of your head.
Yeah, that happens too.
Yeah, it's but other than that, it's perfectly framed.
So I wondered if he was on a baseball diamond or something. So
they're like, this could be my backdrop right here. Is that better? There, let me get the owner's portion to that one right there.
Oh yeah, fantastic.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah. Well, what are people like? How often do you get asked about Connor McDavid in your daily activities?
Anytime somebody realizes that I do radio, they ask me if Connor's staying. So we're almost every day at this point, which is, for a guy that says he doesn't want this to be a distraction, it's certainly it's trending towards being a distraction. I mean, I don't know. He said it. Team Canada orientation. He said, I don't want this to be a distraction. And here we are. He's saying he's got all sorts of different stuff just to get the Edmonton fan base going.
Okay, so we know you know when he's going to sign. I mean, it's obvious that you know that. Everybody knows. Reid knows. We just nobody can say. But honestly, Bellsy, in all seriousness, what's your take here? And I want to take you back to last week when Connor McDavid had the one-on-one that he had with Speck, and then he had another one with Rashog on TSN and Sportsnet. And then the day after was the media scrum down at the downtown ice rink or the community rink.
Yeah.
What did you think has done, why Connor McDavid doesn't like to talk all that often? Although when he was talking, he seemed to say a lot of things that, you wouldn't expect from him, somewhat candid. What have you thought since then and to where we are now the following Tuesday?
Well, I haven't really paid much attention to it, to be honest, because I've been so busy with the minor hockey stuff here and getting going. But I know a couple things. And the first one, I made a joke about it where he was like, I don't want this to be a distraction. The second one was like, well, I need to take my time to kind of figure out what I want to do. It's for my family. It's for myself and where do I need to be? And so there's been a lot of stuff that he's thrown out there, but at the end of the day, I have one question. And outside of the Florida Panthers, who is another team that's ready to win the Stanley Cup like Edmonton is? So if I think he is the guy that I think he is, which basically means he wants championships, it's almost a no-brainer to sign in Edmonton. And I get it. Listen, there's a lot of Leaf fans that are sitting there saying, hey, we pushed the Florida Panthers to Game 7, but I mean, close only counts in hand grenades and horseshoes, right? Isn't that the thing?
Yeah.
So, no, you don't have a chance, Maple Leafs. And if you did got past the Florida Panthers, you would have lost to the Edmonton Oilers. So you can't keep your own $10 million guy with Marner. So how do you think you're going to get McDavid? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. So at the end of the day, do I think he's signing in Edmonton? I do think he's going to sign in Edmonton because it's one of the best spots that he can play. He's obviously the captain here. He's got roots now established here, and they are close to winning. They've lost to the last 4 Stanley Cup champions. And then the last 2, like we all know, they've lost to the Florida Panthers in the finals. And what are they, 3 games away from winning 2 cups? Where else can you do that?
One thing I've been musing about, Shawn, and you know what it's like. I mean, we're very lucky to do this job and talk about sports and interact with very passionate fans. But a lot of people are locked into, well, that's his priority. No, that's his priority. That's his priority. And I've been saying, well, maybe, but we can't really know how Connor McDavid is thinking.
Yep.
Do you sort of look at that? It's like we can muse all we want, but how hard is it to know his priorities or know what? I mean, he could wake up every single day and feel, well, no, actually now this is 40% important. And yesterday it was only 10% important. I mean, it's so hard to weigh what's going on in his mind.
Yeah, you're not wrong with that. But I mean, he has a little bit of a breadcrumb trail that suggests he wants to win. And he goes out of his way to say, hey, like, I don't want to put up as many points because I want to try to win. And I want to do things that, are going to affect the score sheet, not necessarily just goals, but we have to find ways to win. And he keeps saying that over and over again. And so then I go back to the comments I just made. Like, I look at it and I say, where else are you going to win? Like, it's not like Florida Panthers have been, they're a fantastic team. They've been, the best team in the NHL for the last 2 years. And after that, it's been the Edmonton Oilers. And you look back at the different series that they played, LA would probably have been one of the toughest ones. I think we can all agree with that because LA is being built to beat the Oilers. But that Dallas Stars series, like, when you match skill for skill, like, it wasn't close. So they're the best team in the Western Conference, and they have a chance to go back to it again if everything goes right. So if you're Connor McDavid and you're sitting there and you're saying, okay, well, yeah, we've lost and we've obviously, we're 1 or 2 players away. Well, let's try to find those 1 or 2 players and let's run it back here in Edmonton and try to win, because ultimately, it's about legacy. And what's better than legacy, and what's the newest thing? The newest trend is that how many do you win? Right. That's the biggest thing with legacy. And right now, I stand by the comment of where else are you going to go if you want to have a chance at winning a Stanley Cup?
Yeah, but I want to get back to your distraction comment because I think this is an interesting one, because for sports fans in the city, Oilers fans in the city, and that's a lot of them. Like, everybody, even if you're not an Oilers fan, you're connected to Oilers fans. So you can't escape it. When something becomes a distraction in the dressing room, what does that feel like? Whether it's, in this case for the team, it might be the McDavid contract. Maybe at other times, and McDavid referenced this, coach firings, GM firings, losing streaks where it seemed like they would never win a game. Like, what does that feel like when that enters a dressing room? Or maybe you've never been hit with it that bad, but you know what I'm getting at, where you can kind of sense that, like, okay, this isn't great now.
Yeah, I mean, it becomes daunting depending on what it is. I mean, if it's, a losing streak, I've gone through a couple of them. My draft year, actually, we went through 2 12-game losing streaks, and that was like the worst thing on planet Earth. So you just get into this funk where you're trying to figure out a way to get out of it. And you change the way that you play because you're worried about something else, and you're not worried about just going out and focusing on the game. And, you know, as much as we can sit here and say like, hey, it won't be a distraction if McDavid doesn't sign, but we all know how it's going to go, because every single time a media member enters the locker room and they put a microphone out to anybody's face, the very first question that will be thrown out there is, do you think McDavid's going to sign? How do you feel about the situation? Like, it's been repeated across every single sport, and it's not going to be something new. And because we're in such a pressure cooker of a city, it's only going to magnify the longer it goes and the closer it gets to, you know, potential free agency.
You know, I like how you put that, Shawn, and I guess maybe I'll even take that a step further when you talk about something becoming a distraction, that even if the media don't ask that question, the players are thinking about, are they going to ask me that?
100%.
You know what I mean? That's
100%.
To me, that's
yep.
almost more of a distraction than dealing with it, is wondering about when
yep.
you're going to have to deal with it. Is this the day where there's new? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's going to go across all the different players, right? Like, so one day Mangiapane is going to show up and, okay, well, I had a great practice, but the first question is going to be, hey, you didn't have a great day, but it's, hey, McDavid, is he going to sign? Like, have you heard anything? What's going on? You know, how big does it mean? How big of a player is he to you guys? And he's going to say, okay, well, I just had a great day, but now we're talking about that before we even, you know what I mean? So It just kind of snowballs after a while, and it just becomes at the forefront of everybody's thoughts, and you kind of get lost into it.
Shawn Belle joining us on the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. Okay, let's just quick hitters on it. I know you said you've been busy, but I know you're, if you haven't been able to watch, you're aware of what the Elks have been able to do in turning around the season. Like, I was struggling when they were doing bad. I mean, I've been a season ticket holder, all these bad starts year after year, but now there's this sense of, and JC Sherritt was on with us yesterday, analyst Glenn Suter was on with us yesterday. Now they're getting a sense of, okay, now I understand what I can do. Now I can make a confident play. Now I know I have a quarter second to go do that. That's got to be special for an athlete when that starts to click.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the start, they played okay. Their defense was obviously, you know, they weren't great on defense, but then they started slowly making play after play, and it's just kind of they're finding a way to get that confidence in. And over their wins, the 5 wins that they have, you can see like one guy's going to make a special play, or another guy's going to make a special play, to the point where you look at the last game and Rankin basically ran all over the Stampeder D. And so now when you get that confidence and it gets going, like, once again, we just talked about things snowballing. Well, confidence snowballs, and you just feel like nobody can touch you. So if you're Rankin and you're putting up 200 yards or just south of that, well, the next time you go play, you're going to feel like you can go put up 300. And now you get a little bit harder to tackle, and you're making another guy miss. And so, you know, that confidence for this Elks football team is massive, because they've been in the abyss for so long, and now all of a sudden you're looking at it, you're saying, hey, we're pretty close to making the playoffs. Like, we're not far away from the next team, and if we just continue to play the way that we have, we're going to catch them, and then you never know what's going to happen. I mean, you going back to the NHL, look at the 2019 St. Louis Blues.
Yeah.
Same type of thing happened after the deadline. And once you get that confidence and it snowballs, I mean, sky's the limit.
All right. Bellsy, we love having you on the show. Let's keep catching up here once hockey really gets going, because we love talking to you. Thanks for giving us the incredible blue sky backdrop and getting outside on this wonderful day.
Well, hang on.
With this guy.
Bellsy, who's your NFL team?
I don't want to talk about it.
It would be positive for you to say it out loud.
I honestly don't know who it is.
No,
please.
I don't want to talk about it.
Just
Jay.
say Miami Dolphins.
It's the Miami Dolphins.
It's okay,
and
Bellsy.
they laid.
It's okay.
They laid
It's
an
week 1.
absolute egg.
It's week 1. Just brush it off.
You know. Okay. Let's go into this for 2 seconds. I agree with you that it's week 1. I agree with you. But the problem I have is that you got to pretend like you want to show up. Like, even if you lose, like the New Orleans Saints are hot garbage, and they were within a touchdown in their game. The Miami Dolphins got obliterated. The first three reps, I guess, that they had, the first 3 drives they had 2 turnovers. You can't make that up. Like, they left their bodies on the plane.
But here's a positive thing for you to take into this week, okay?
Man,
is on the other side of the ball was Danny Dimes, who put up a historic performance. He led that team to a scoring drive on every drive. He put up numbers that you've never seen. So just know it's okay. I think Tua and the gang's going to get it together. They may have forgotten the game. Do you realize
what you're saying, Jay?
They may have forgotten the game was on Sunday, but that's okay, Bellzy. It's just don't give up.
They made Daniel Jones look like a Hall of Famer.
He looked good.
You know how hard that is to do? This is a guy that literally ran an open field and fell over in open field with nobody around. And they made this guy look like a Hall of Famer. I'm so upset with the Miami Dolphins right now. I can't even think about it. I don't want to talk about it. I know I'm going to be talking about it tomorrow because Maddie is going to bring it up.
It's all going to be positive.
It's hitting all the open wounds.
You just got to find the positive, Bellzy. And you know what? Just throw that game tape away. And they're not done yet. They're not cooked. There's a good team there.
Well, let's see if Tua can figure out how to throw a ball without turning it over. And yeah, we'll start there, and we'll hope for the best.
TBD, bro.
Bellzy, you're the best. Thanks for doing this.
I love it, boys. Take care.
See ya. That's Shawn Belle checking in. Love talking to him. So more perspective on McDavid and the ongoing wait for a contract extension. When will it end? I'm ready for it to end.
Are you?
Well, I just want to let's sign and play hockey or say something definitive. I don't know. 780-218-9999 is how you can chime in. River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. You can email Reid at edmontonsportstalk.com, Jay at edmontonsportstalk.com. If you're on YouTube in the Nasty Chat, thanks for posting there. A lot of people chatting with each other, so off and running there. And give us a thumbs up. We're already over 70. Woo. Show's not even half over. We want to get to at least 100 every show, so let's keep going with that. We want to touch on, whatever. We'll read some of your more McDavid comments.
Yeah, there's lots.
You guys got more coming in. We want to talk about the Dustin Wolf deal out of Calgary. We're going to have buying or selling, and we teased this yesterday. So I love when something like this happens, when we're talking about something and then we get a listener suggestion and we follow up on it and we get a guest out of it. So for fun yesterday, we were talking about the Guinness Book of World Records because a lady in New Zealand recently ran 100 meters on Lego, like just absurd. So then we got was it Matt at the Garrison?
Yes.
Who, they're a great partner of the show and of Edmonton Sports Talk.
Fantastic.
Matt said, hey, Rob out in Stony Plain has a record for most golf holes played in a day. So we got a hold of Rob James from Stony Plain. So in the next hour, he's going to tell us this story. But plenty more to talk about before then. We'll touch on the Elks as well. Here comes the Coop.
Javon Leake, Jared Brinkman, and Tanner Green all missed Elks practice today. Brinkman with a toe and shoulder injury, Green with a knee injury, and Leake due to illness, while Nick Anderson was limited with an ab injury. And this week, the Elks take on the Argos. Toronto confirming earlier today Nick Arbuckle will get the start. Chad Kelly was also taken off the injured list, with it not being yet determined if he will dress for the game. In the NFL, the league has decided not to suspend Jalen Carter of the Eagles after he spat on Dak Prescott in Week 1. The league saying that Carter's ejection from that contest counts as a 1-game suspension. And from Toronto, the Jays and Astros start a 3-game series. Jays first in the AL East, leading the Yankees by 2 games. Shane Bieber is the starter. First pitch at 5:07. And the Yankees are in action today. They battle the Tigers just after 5. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since 93. They have doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood Leduc. More with Reid Wilkins and Jay Milne once we get back from break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
John Hodge, 3 down nation.
Honestly, Justin Rankin, I almost consider to be a fringe MOP candidate at this point. Him going 1,000 is not out of the question. He's actually on pace for 1,000 yards rushing, and he's close to being on pace for 1,000 yards receiving. I do think that Edmonton is right there in that mix. They're paying for some early season sins, and if they keep this up, they can absolutely very well be in the playoffs.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
When you cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love, just bigger and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza, still making it great.
World-renowned top psychic medium and the star of Meet the Frasers, Matt Fraser comes to River Cree Resort and Casino on September 12th and 13th for a couple of special live shows. Join Matt for 2 nights of healing, hope, and laughter. Matt has become a trusted figure for people seeking closure, guidance, and connection with their loved ones. Don't miss Matt Fraser live at River Cree Resort and Casino September 12th and 13th. Both shows are 18+. Get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
September is here. Although summer's entering the 7th inning stretch, the Jays are in full swing. Be ready for the baseball playoffs. And when the fall season arrives, create space with Sentinel Storage, official storage provider of the Toronto Blue Jays. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
Thanks, Jay. Thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports, presented by Play Alberta. You can skip the flight to Vegas because jackpots are just a tap away. Experience all the thrills of the casino right from your phone with Play Alberta. Download the app today and deposit $50 using the EST exclusive promo code EST Casino for a $50 casino bonus. Wheels wants to know, did they read limericks yet? No, we can read 1 or 2. How many do we have?
I've got one from Atif.
Let's do it.
In Edmonton, a green team takes flight. The Elks now in a playoff spotlight. But the Leaf fans all sigh, McDavid, oh my. To which Steve Tyler sang, dream on all night. Atif.
Okay, not bad.
Not bad, Atif.
Yeah.
This one comes in from...
I think Goat Farmer's our new contributor.
Well, I'll do Bronco Nick and Goat Farmers.
Let's do
and then we still have another one from VR. The limericks are
They're
flying.
They're too fast to handle.
The Oilers rookies report tomorrow. The end of summer bring a bit of sorrow. How's your FF team? Not as good as they seem. I think I'd rather dance with Charo.
Who's that from?
Bronco Nick.
Okay. Dance with who?
Charo.
Who is that?
In parentheses, he puts, remember her. Remember her?
I'm lost.
Me too.
I'm often confused, though, everybody. Don't feel bad.
I live my life that way. This one comes in. This is a first attempt.
Okay.
Well done, Goat Farmer. We appreciate it. The Oilers in 25 will ignite, with McDavid and Draisaitl shining so bright. For the cup they will strive, their spirits alive, bringing glory to Edmonton day and night.
Oh, that's good. That's pretty good.
And he also adds ice cream truck go-to, a Revel.
Yeah, classic Revel. That was our off-topic. Well, that is our off-topic topic for... Sorry, I'm distracted by the Alien Earth commercial on television.
Oh,
not that good.
You still into that?
I'll tell you in a second. For the off-topic topic for William Huff, what is your ice cream truck go-to? So we had an ice cream truck go by the station today. Jason Milne gleefully led a pack of EST employees to it, and they bought some ice cream. What was ordered again?
An ice cream sandwich for Dusty.
Okay.
A drumstick for Benny.
Okay.
I got a Twix ice cream bar, and Maddie got a Snickers ice cream bar.
Okay. And you paid.
Yeah, next time's on them.
Aren't you generous?
Well, that's why they call me the glue guy.
This.
Coob, why weren't you there? You were on air probably, eh?
Yeah, I was. Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. I mean, text messages work, but that's okay.
I'm not doing that. No. If you're not out there, I can't.
Oh well, yeah.
I'm not thinking of everybody in the office. I'm telling you, hey, who wants ice cream? Follow me. Well, and some people did.
Got a question about the players the Elks signed today. I'll tell you about this. The quarterback, Zach Zabrowski.
Zabrowski?
Right. He won the Harlan Hill Trophy twice, which is the top player in NCAA Division II. So who knows? Remember that name. They also signed defensive lineman Eli Mostert, wide receiver J.J. Jones. And what about the player they released? That's a note.
Yeah, they have released Philip Grahovic, who I think with the emergence of Mark Evans II in that package, apparently made him expendable. I mean, this is somebody's profession. It sucks. You don't relish in that. He's no longer with the team. But, I mean, for this team, they needed to find out how to get that going, and it looks like they did. Some interesting names being brought in. And we'll see how they continue. See how they continue trending. Because right now they're trending in the right direction. Coob, so you're saying that it has not been stated who will be the starting quarterback for the Argos on Saturday?
It's Nick Arbuckle.
It is Nick Arbuckle?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what's happened to Chad Kelly now? Is he just officially done?
Well, he's been taken off
say?
the 6-game injured list, but it's not determined that he is dressing this week.
Gotcha.
Apparently, according to Charlie, Charo is a Spanish-born singer, musician, and actress best known for her sassiness, sexy outfits, and signature phrase during the 1970s, coochie coochie.
Coochie coochie.
Mystery solved. I did not know who that was.
I don't know who coochie coochie. I don't know what that is.
That's her signature phrase. Apparently, it was sassy and sexy.
I would like you to use the words coochie coochie in a completely improper
Well, at some point,
manner.
I probably will. Dustin Wolf getting a contract extension with the Calgary Flames. 7 years, $7.5 million per season. So he's with them for 8 more years because he just signed. He has 1 year left on his existing contract. Good goaltender. The National Hockey League, the league-wide save percentage this past season was 900. So if the scoring keeps inching up, we could see a save percentage below 900, which has not happened in a long, long time. So just for some context here, 10 years ago after the 14-15 season, the league save percentage was 915. And then it was 915 in 15-16 as well. The last time it was below 900 was 95-96. It was 898. So in 94-95, it got up to 901 and dipped back to 898, and then it's been it's been 900 or higher ever since. So we could see a save percentage below 900 around the league for the first time ever. Dustin Wolf was very, very good. So I sorted this by goaltenders who had played at least 27 games. So played in at least a third of their team's games. So that included 49 goalies. So not totally 2 per team. Obviously, some teams would have used multiple goaltenders. You know who had the top save percentage amongst goalies who played at least 27 games? Give you a hint. Played for the Leafs. Anthony Stolarz was .926.
Really?
Hellebuck in 63 appearances was .925. Kemper was .922 for the Kings. So Dustin Wolf, pretty good, .910. That was 11th. For the Oilers goaltenders, you had Calvin Pickard coming in at exactly .900, so right on the league average. And then Stuart Skinner, out of the 49 goaltenders who qualified, was 36th at .896, so about 2/3 of the way down. So, look, last year I said I thought Skinner needed to be .905 to have a good season because that was the save percentage of the previous year. Or sorry, it was .903. I thought if he's .905, he'll be slightly above average. Didn't get there. So if you're at the point now where if your goaltender is over .900, you're getting an above average save percentage. Now, there's still other things that go into that. But Dustin Wolf, a very, very good goaltender, and I think the Flames had to lock him up. In terms of what the Oilers are going to do, I mean, look, this is a big season for Skinner. I think Calvin Pickard is later in his career. We'll see if maybe he earns another short contract after this season. I think if Stuart Skinner has another season, in the .895 range or lower, then there's a good chance he's not the Oilers goaltender in the future. And he's probably not a number one wherever he goes next. But we'll see what happens with him. He wound up with a record of 26-18-4, so a decent win-loss record, but we know the story. And then, the playoff performance was obviously up and down. The highs were very high. The lows weren't good enough. But anyway, Dustin Wolf getting that contract extension from the Calgary Flames.
Can I ask you a hypothetical?
Yeah, for sure.
Stuart Skinner comes out and it's bad. It's not good. He's, say, 3-7 as the starting goaltender.
Okay.
Are they shopping right away?
Probably.
Yeah,
I would think so. Yeah.
I guess the question is, how long would they wait? And I'm just saying this. I'm not. I hope Stuart Skinner has a bounce back here because I think he's a pleasure to talk to. But if that were to happen, are they going to pull that off sooner than later?
Oh, I think if they're late November and goaltending's an obvious problem, you'd probably need to correct that as soon as you can. Easier said than done.
Yeah.
But
especially with their cap issue.
Yeah.
And what are you going to find at that rate?
You'd have to probably take a flyer on somebody. But yeah, that'll be a big storyline. How does Skinner play? Pickard, I think had a good year for a backup goaltender and obviously had a good run in the playoffs. But, how are those two guys going to play? Jode says 870 will be good compared to the D the Oilers have currently. I don't know I don't know exactly what that means. Would this not be? I'm just wondering about this. So the Oilers have Ekholm, hopefully feeling better, Bouchard, Nurse, Kulak, and Wallman as their top 5 defensemen. Is that not on paper anyway? Is that not the best top 5 D the Oilers have had in a while?
Yeah, who would it have been to start last year? Wallman wouldn't have been there.
Wallman wasn't here.
So then what that was when they had.
So and Emberson is around. And Stetcher is around.
Right. Because they started out with a revolving door at defense early in the season.
I mean, I haven't even been talking about Emberson because he kind of got replaced during the playoffs, but I think there might be some potential there. I might have few. If you look at the 3 position sets, I might have fewer questions about the Oilers' defense than I do the goaltending and the forwards. I mean, I talked earlier in the offseason about the potential goal deficit from last year. Because they got to 260 goals last year. Can they get to that again? That might be tough. We've talked about the goaltending ad nauseum. And didn't somebody rate the Oilers' D core as one of the top 5 in the league? Who was that, Coop? Was that The Athletic or TSN or something like that? It might have been Travis Yost said the Oilers actually have a pretty good D core. Like, I think the addition of Wallman was pretty important.
Absolutely. Yeah, you probably are right.
So I don't know if I see this as on paper as an incompetent or overly challenged Oilers defense core. You know, I get it. Bouchard's always going to be criticized because he can make the big mistake at the wrong time. Fair. I get it. Nurse is going to be criticized because he's not going to have the offensive upside to justify being paid $9.25 million. I get it, but that doesn't make them bad players if you just look at how they perform. I mean, I think Kulak is kind of a Mr. Reliable. Ekholm, again, hopefully later in his career coming off an injury, is going to be good. I think there's some good promise there for Wallman, and then you hope that Emberson takes a step forward and Stetcher is a solid number 7. So I actually don't mind that overall.
What's going on with Regula?
Well, he was hurt all last year.
Right.
I haven't asked a question about him in quite a while.
I know, but he was, acquired.
Right, and he was always listed on LTIR. Yeah. I'm not sure. Maybe he'll turn out to be really good. Maybe we'll see him at camp and we'll get some information.
This comes in, Reid, another theoretical quickly here. This came in from doesn't sign text, guys. He says,
controversial.
To clarify, Connor has 2 seasons left, correct? I said 1 season.
1 season.
His contract
he's going
expires
into the final year of his contract.
After the 2025-26 season, he says panic. Just theoretically, if he's not signed by deadline, you have to trade him, right?
Yes.
He also says, I'm late to the party. But Reid, if Connor McDavid, if Connor McDavid's not signed by the start of camp, the end of October, the end of November, like when does this become you need to shop him? Because that doesn't have to come down to the trade deadline.
Well, the thing is he has a no-move clause.
Yeah.
He can't be traded, sent to the minors, or waived without player approval.
Well, if he's not signed.
But how awkward is that a conversation to have?
Oof.
Like he has a lot of control here. So I get that sentiment. Okay, if he doesn't have a contract, Bruce Boudreau on the Nielsen show last week said if it gets to Christmas, then it gets concerning. Then it gets really concerning because then you're basically halfway through the season. Okay, but McDavid has to agree to something. So and then look, as much as I know there are some people out there who have already made up their mind how the Oilers are going to do this season. We don't know how they're going to do this season. As I said last week when I challenged people to list the player teams that are obviously better than the Oilers, based on that consensus, they should still be the 3rd or 4th best team in the West, which means you're not garbage. So if you get into the end of January or the Olympic break and he hasn't signed and the Oilers start thinking, I don't know if he's going to sign, do we move him? He can just say no.
Yeah.
I mean, what if they're even, last year they didn't have a great regular season, I suppose. They were 3rd in the division. If he just says, no, I want to finish this year as an Oiler and then see how I feel, you can't really do anything. You can't force him to want to be traded. But I understand why you're saying that. At what point as a management team do you have to say, we got to get something? Because we don't want to risk him leaving for nothing on July 1st or whenever. How long would it take him to make up his mind for that if he was actually a free agent? Then he'd be thinking about have to think about his future. But that's an interesting question. Hopefully we don't get there, but that's a fair concern to bring up. All right, we better get to a break here. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Sort of got to slowing down here with the thumbs. Do not be a pleasure delayer. Getting there. Oh, you know what? You know why? It's because I forgot to do something. It's my fault.
Click. Must you click?
Didn't play the little song.
Click.
What is this?
Must you click?
It's not even a song. What is it?
You must click.
It's a sound bite or something. I don't even know what it is. Here comes the coup.
Day one of Elks practice saw Travis Green, Jared Brinkman, and Javon Leake absent from the field. Leake due to an illness. Green with a knee injury, and Brinkman out with a shoulder and toe injury. And this week, the Elks visit the Argos, Toronto naming Nick Arbuckle the starter for that contest. The Argos also moving Chad Kelly from the injured list. His availability for the game is undecided. And for the Jays, they've placed Bo Bichette on the 10-day injured list. He's out with a sprained knee, with Toronto recalling Joey Loper-Fido from the Bisons in response. And just after 5, the Jays and Astros play the first of 3 games. Shane Bieber takes the mound for the Birds. Right now, there's 3 games runless. Top of the first, Pittsburgh and Baltimore going head-to-head. The Royals and Guardians duking it out, while the Nationals and Marlins battle. The Reid Wilkins Show continues after a brief intermission. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The EST Hangout.
Before we jump into all football, can I just say one thing on this McDavid contract? Paranoia. I was listening to Dusty and Eric on the way in, but it reminded me, talking to some people out east, you might call them insiders, if McDavid wasn't planning on staying, he wouldn't be trying to get guys to come to Edmonton.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's important.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Win big this NFL season at the Canadian Brewhouse, presented by Bud Light. You could win a trip to Super Bowl 60, plus prizes like smokers, Bud Light coolers, and a trip to an NFL home opener next season. Enjoy $1 off Bud Light and Budweiser tankers. Details at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
The leaves are turning, and just like golf season, time is running out to get in on Play Alberta's biggest offer ever. For a limited time only, new players can get up to a $1,000 casino bonus when they sign up. There's never been a better time to join the fun. Visit playalberta.ca today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. Remember, if you gamble, please use your game sense.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Now, what do I have on my computer here? What's this file?
Much on the ground so far. They'll try to go to Rankin here. And Rankin makes a couple of and look at this. The race is on. Rankin to midfield.
Just got some...
Can he get there to the 40, the 30, the 20? See you later. Rankin, touchdown, Edmonton.
Just got some Dustin Nielsen play-by-play on my computer from TSN on the weekend. How about that?
What a guy.
Yeah, what? Just some audio files lying around the office that I put on my computer. Pretty fun stuff. He is Jason Milne, the glue guy. I am Reid Wilkins. Thanks for joining us. At the technical desk is Zach Kubish. How you doing, Coop? What did you have for lunch there?
I'm doing well. I had some mushrooms, Brussels sprouts, sweet potatoes, and chicken.
Wow.
Pretty good. And a couple rice crackers as well.
Healthy. Did you have dessert?
No, I wasn't offered ice cream.
Wasn't offered ice cream.
What flavor were the rice crackers?
I guess...
Aren't those...
Caramel...
That's dessert.
Yeah, I guess it's dessert. Caramel chocolate chip flavor.
That's dessert.
That's dessert.
I didn't realize. I had a ton of them. I brought some here too.
Okay.
I've found Charo online.
Yeah, so somebody referenced Charo in a limerick.
Boy, she's changed.
So she was a sex symbol in the 70s? Is that what we found out?
Yeah, I think that's Spanish. Was she on the Love Boat?
Sure, why not?
Why not? Wow. She's had a life.
Really? Okay.
Wow, the young and old versions of her look completely different.
Well, that tends to happen, Jay.
Well, I mean, within reason.
Within reason. You've unreasonably aged, according to Jason Milne.
This came in again. Another recommendation of the cartoon characters with the oddly placed gumball eyes. for the off-topic topic in terms of your ice cream truck specialty. The SpongeBob, SquarePants, Spider-Man. And this comes in from Brent P. It's kind of like a sherbet ice cream colored and shaped like the characters. I've never had.
Yeah, I can't recall that.
Are you a big sherbet guy?
No.
Is it sherbet or
sherbet?
Sherbet.
I don't even know. That's a little I know.
I think it's sorbet.
Well, sorbet, right?
And sherbet.
What's sherbet?
Sherbet, I think, is shaved ice. Is it not?
Sherbet, a common but non-standard spelling, refers to a frozen dessert that contains a small amount of dairy. Making it similar to ice cream, but with less fat than ice cream and more dairy than sorbet. It's a sweet, fruit-flavored treat made from fruit puree, sugar, and a small amount of milk or cream, sometimes with added gelatin or egg white for texture. People are like, when did they have a cooking show on EST? This is it. This is it right now. Cooking with Reid and Jay.
Ooh, we got a good limerick that came in from Dudley.
Let's hear it.
The city is buzzing with hope while Connor plays hard to elope. Coochie coochie, my friends. It's the money that bends. Not me. I've got all of the rope.
Okay.
Okay. You use coochie coochie.
Pretty good. Use coochie coochie. So we're off and running. All right. We'll continue to monitor and discuss the Connor McDavid contract situation as we await for him to sign an extension. The Elks play Saturday in Toronto, 1:00 game. We will have the Green and Gold kickoff show at noon here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Get us on YouTube, on iHeartRadio, on TuneIn Radio, and get the Nielsen Show 6 to 9 a.m. every morning. On top of those platforms, it's available on 95.7 Cruise FM. All right, buying or selling is presented by Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com. Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate.
All right, Reid. Buying or selling? JJ McCarthy might actually be the it boy.
Well, here comes McCarthy for the Vikings. You know, some people call him the it boy, the way he can sling that football around. Certainly had the Bears' defense at his mercy last night in the fourth quarter. The Vikings were trailing in this game, but they wound up with the victory. They're 1-0 on the season. How'd it go, it boy?
Well,
is that what you mean?
Yeah. Look, 13 of 20 for 143 yards. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Not exactly...
Got returned. I quit watching at that point.
Though the interception was returned for a touchdown.
Yes.
He also ran one in. He did look good in the fourth quarter, which unfortunately spoiled my underbet.
I'm sorry, buddy.
That's okay. So I don't know. I'm not ready to I mean, the word on JJ McCarthy is that
he's the it boy.
He's a winner. He's the it boy.
According to our 1950s radio broadcaster.
Yeah, the it boy. I'm not sold yet. I would be selling.
We
on
love
the
it,
it
Patrick
boy.
Mahomes. There's a new it boy in town. Well, actually, he's in Minneapolis, St. Paul, the Twin Cities, some would call him.
Sorry, I'm interrupting you.
No, you're not. I just want you to keep doing that. I'm talking about ice cream now.
Of course, the it boy. Of course, our NFL report, sponsored by Jason Milne's ice cream truck. Maybe you want some Twix. Maybe you just want a classic ice cream sandwich. It's Jason Milne's ice cream truck. Coming soon to your business. Ding, ding. Also in the National Football League, you won't have to wait until Sunday for the next game. There's Thursday Night Football. That's 2 days hence. That'll be the Washington Commanders.
Who are they playing again?
Taking on the Green Bay Packers. I bet you the Commanders' defense won't love this matchup. That's Jordan Love, the Packers' quarterback. Hey, maybe the Packers' defense will need a shot at Jack Daniels after they're trying to take on Jaden Daniels, that young star for the DC team. And don't forget about the it boy, JJ McCarthy. I don't know when their next game is.
I should start doing those sports updates. We should have separate sports updates for the 1950s radio broadcaster.
My jaw hurts.
What happened?
Nah, I was just laughing.
Well,
smiling.
Try not to laugh.
Okay.
Try not to have
no
a good
more
time
laughing.
ever. Give us a thumbs up if you're on YouTube, by the way, and you can text 780-218-9999. Afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino. Happy hour featuring $5.25 drinks. Maybe grab a highball for you and your honey. Available Sunday to Thursday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Do you think kids still call them highballs?
Yeah, what is a highball? It's just a mixed drink, right?
Yeah,
would
it's a
a
mixed
rum and
drink.
Coke be a highball?
Used to be.
That's not the same as a cocktail, though.
Why not?
Wouldn't a cocktail?
Well, I think a cocktail involves more
concocted.
ingredients.
Yeah.
Where a highball is 2 ingredients.
Like a rum and Coke wouldn't be a cocktail.
No, it's a highball.
Right.
I don't think kids call them highball. Would you ever order a highball?
Coob, you're a kid.
Yeah, I'm sure kids call it highballs. Yes.
No. What would you call it? What would you call a rum and Coke?
A
drink? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at the establishments, they still call them highballs.
Yes.
But not
because that's what they're
colloquially.
called.
Yeah, but we don't.
Right.
We wouldn't say that if we're going out. Hey, let's get some highballs, gents.
You'd probably call them a couple HBs.
Yeah,
A cocktail is a mixed beverage, typically alcohol. Sorry, Coop. According to AI, a cocktail combines a spirit with other ingredients like juices, flavored syrups, and bitters. A highball.
Well, Supersize Indiana Jones says all highballs are cocktails. Not all cocktails are highballs.
A highball is a simple cocktail consisting of a base spirit mixed with a larger proportion of a non-alcoholic carbonated beverage.
Larger proportion.
Such as club soda, ginger ale, or tonic water.
You ever seen Dusty drink a highball? It's a fairly even mix.
Oh, my goodness. Matt Hyman says maybe juice makes it a cocktail. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's kind of right.
We had 25-cent highballs at ladies' night back at when I was bartending at the Armory.
Really?
25 cent.
How long ago was this? Early 2000s? Late 90s?
Early mid.
What's the cheapest you can get a drink for now in the city of Edmonton?
$5, maybe.
Because I feel like 25 cents for an alcoholic beverage, even 25 years ago, would have been quite inexpensive.
Well, it was to draw people in.
Right.
Get them drunk on the cheap prices, and then they can't stop. It was a business plan.
It certainly was. Did you ever do that at Yvonne's Furniture? Like, hey, this kid
serve alcohol?
Yeah.
That might have helped.
Well, might have helped.
That might have helped. Yeah.
Might have helped.
Come in for Yvonne's crazy happy hour from 5 to 6 every day. Sofas are 50% off, and highballs are $2.50.
Free couch with every 270th beer.
Yeah. Wait, what's with the highballs? We're crazy. The owner's gone.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I think $5 would be like the cheapest you could get.
that'd be a good deal.
I don't know. Is it really? Buying or selling the revised?
I guess not.
The buying or selling the revised dynamic kickoff rule is one of the best rule amendments made by the NFL.
The what?
The new kickoff,
kickoff
rule.
Well, yeah, because I don't have to listen to my dad complain about touchbacks as often when I watch football with him.
So this last week, 118 of 156 kickoffs were returned.
Oh, that's not bad.
So that's 75%. That's the highest in 15 years.
Yeah, that's what they want.
That's what they want.
Right.
So they're penalizing you for kicking it through the end zone because you're now getting the ball out at the 35. When it was the 25, they would say, screw it.
Just bang it through.
Bang it through.
Yeah.
That's not really rewarding them that much.
No.
Although Chicago screwed up majorly at the end of that game.
How?
They kicked it off to them. They put it in play.
Why didn't they try a short kick? Weren't they behind?
Well, they could have declared a short kick, yes.
Right.
But then you have to declare it now.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
Okay, you couldn't surprise them. But kick it out of bounds. Take the penalty. But they with 2 minutes and 2 seconds left, they put it in play. By the time the player returned it, it went past the 2-minute warning. If you kick it out of bounds, you get that extra timeout. You get that extra stop. Instead of the Bears getting the ball back with 12 seconds, they would have got it back with probably 40
but Minnesota
to 45.
would have been closer to the Bears' end, though.
Yeah, but they weren't doing anything with the ball. They were just going to run it 3 times in a row to move the clock because the Bears were out of timeouts.
Oh, okay.
Buying or selling? Sound like the it boy. Buying or selling?
Yeah, now that we can't stop doing that voice.
Kel McGarr is already the best T-man of the 2000s era. Buying or selling?
That's your buying or selling?
Yeah. 2000.
When did Lidstrom stop playing?
Well, the bulk of his game, his career would have been in the 90s, no?
I would go with, like, I think Cale Makar is a special talent. So who else? Chara was good. Keith and Seabrook played. Doughty. I mean, he's more dynamic than any of those guys, right?
But even if Lidstrom was in the conversation, Lidstrom played from 91 to 2011. So he was clearly in.
Yeah. No, but I'd say, yeah, that's a good one.
Like, who else? Even if Lidstrom was.
Lidstrom. I think
You
Lidstrom.
think so?
Like, I'd sooner have Makar than Doughty in his prime, than Keith in his prime, than Seabrook in his prime, than Chara in his prime, than Carlson in his prime, Letang, who I'm probably missing somebody good. But yeah, I think
Carlson.
Yeah, I'd sooner have Makar.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm just. I mean, is he going to go down as one of the best to ever play?
I think he will by the time he's done. Yes. Yeah, I think he's in the process of doing that, and he's won a cup already. We are in the Banquet Studio. Spin to win Fridays at the Banquet. Spin the wheel for a chance to win big and save on your bill. Details at thebanquetbar.com. All right, we got a world record holder when it comes to golf coming up in the final hour of the show. You can get in touch, 780-218-9999. That's the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. If you're taking us in on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. If you've done all that already, or if you've done that already, then click share and send the show link to somebody else and say, hey, check these guys out. Give them a thumb up. We want to get to over 100 thumbs, which we were able to do yesterday. Here's the 5 o'clock break.
Two guys and a goalie.
Cassie, what do you think is the number where this fan base would go, yeah, I'm okay with that with Skinner?
4.5.
Yeah,
This
I was
fan
going to say
base
probably
would-
under 5. Ooh, really? The fan base would probably be okay if it was under 5.
Skinner wouldn't. It'd be ridiculous too. For Skinner's camp, it probably was at the $5 million number. Now that Wolf signed, you just added another one to that
Two guys
number.
and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Weiss Johnson, whoa.
Looking for a smart alternative to heating and cooling your home? Hi, Dennis from Weiss Johnson, your cold climate heat pump specialists. We'll explain how Trane heat pumps offer a reliable, cost-effective heating and cooling solution. Order your Trane heat pump now and take advantage of the Canada Greener Homes Loan Initiative. Trane, it's hard to stop a train. From the most experienced HVAC company around, family owned and operated for nearly 50 years. Visit weiss-johnson.com.
Back to school? Really?
Yay! Really? As things settle back into a routine in your home, you may need extra space. Sentinel Storage is here to help with a store near you. Try 4 weeks free. Visit sentinelstorage.ca.
You know Dawn. Everyone knows Dawn. Dawn from
Frontier Cartage. That's right, it's me, Dawn from Frontier Cartage, where we're setting the standard for cartage service in Edmonton and beyond, offering city cartage, Alberta highway, short haul deck, and more. My team and I are bringing our years of industry experience and expertise to every mile.
Join Dawn and her boys in a new chapter in transportation excellence, dedicated to exceptional service. Call Dawn at Frontier Cartage, 587-222-5826.
At Mind 360, we invite you to embark on your mental health journey in a safe and comfortable space. Conveniently located in St. Albert, Mind 360 has a diverse team of experienced clinicians that offer a broad range of tailored services for children, adults, and families. Furthermore, we are very proud to serve our military, veterans, and first responders. If you're looking for counseling, treatment, or assessment, understand that you are not alone. Contact Mind 360 at mind360.ca to book an appointment today.
Javon Leake, Jared Brinkman, and Tanner Green all miss Elks practice today. Brinkman with a toe and shoulder injury, Green with a knee injury, and Leake due to illness, while Nick Anderson was limited with an ab injury. And this week, the Elks take on the Argos. Toronto confirming earlier today that Nick Arbuckle is their starter, with it not yet being determined if Chad Kelly will dress for the game. And from Toronto, the Jays and Astros start a 3-game series. They're warming up right now, with the Jays first in the AL East, leading the Yankees by 2 games. Shane Bieber is the starter. The action going in mere moments. 4 games alive right now. Mets down 2-0 to the Phillies, bottom of the first, while the Nationals have a 3-0 lead on the Marlins, top of the second. We also see the Orioles and Pirates locked at 1 apiece, bottom of the second. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The third and final hour of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
All right, hope you're having a great afternoon. Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. We got Rob James coming up in about 15 minutes. He's the head pro at the Stony Plain Golf Course, and we were talking about world records on the show yesterday. He has one, so he's going to tell us how he set it, why he did it, and all that other fun stuff. We have a limerick here from Chris. All the McDavid contract talk is growing lame. All these talking points are sounding the same. Hot takes from me, rank in CFL MOP, and the Elks host the West semifinal game.
Host?
That is a massive dose of confidence. That is like filling up your hot tub with confidence and then bathing in it. The Elks have a chance to make the playoffs.
They're 3 points back of Calgary. Three games.
3 wins back of Calgary.
With 6 games left.
Yeah.
Calgary would have to tank.
The chances of the Elks getting second in the West are almost nothing. Just off the top of my head. Because if Calgary tanked, then you also look at the possibility of Winnipeg and or BC also passing Calgary and maybe getting second place.
Well, because all the West teams are playing each other to finish out.
Right. So I mean, if the Elks ran the table, so
they'd get to 11-7.
Right.
Well, if they run the table and Calgary tanks, or say, Vernon Adams can't finish the season, something like that. Then okay, maybe.
But basically, for the Elks to get second, they would have to go undefeated the rest of the way. I'm feeling more confident about the Elks than I was 6 weeks ago. I don't know if they're a 6-0 down the stretch team here.
Maybe he's had a high ball.
Maybe. Yeah. Hey, but I don't mind that. I'm glad to see that there's a good feeling. And it was also presented in limerick form. True. So there, obviously there's supposed to be some humor in there. But it's interesting topic to bring up. I still think for the Elks, if they can get to 8-10, maybe they get in. I think 9-9 will get them in one of the 2 divisions. Now, it also, if they get to 8-10, it depends who the 3 wins are against. If they're 8-10, but they beat Winnipeg and they beat BC, then that might even get them 3rd in the West.
Yes,
we got to see what else those teams do. I would hope 8-10 would get them into a crossover. I would think 9-9 would certainly get them into a crossover.
Can you not say, though, would you not rather have this team get into a crossover situation? I mean, the Eastern Conference division is clearly weaker than the West.
Well, the top 2 teams in the league are still, despite Edmonton beating Calgary, I would think Calgary and Saskatchewan are the 2 best teams in the league. In the East, Montreal looked pretty good early. Now they're 5-7. They've had injuries. Hamilton, dropped a couple games early, won 5 in a row. They're now 7-5. I guess you'd still say they're the class of the East. Like it's kind of jumbled up now, right? Because Edmonton's made some noise. They have won 4 of their last 5. They still have some work to do. And as I've been saying, 5-7 them gives them a shot to make the playoffs, and you can see the path to doing it. But I want to emphasize it's still a difficult path. And I saw I think the CFL posted on the Instagram, they did some playoff odds, and they said the Elks are at 41% to make the playoffs.
But they're now in that graphic that gets
at least
put up.
Now they're
where it says in the hunt.
They're at least now in the hunt.
That's exciting.
They're in the conversation. So this is still a difficult road for the Elks. They are still paying the price for a 1-6 start to the season. They're still paying the price for their losses, but they've entered the conversation. I mean, they do have as many wins as the BC Lions, and if you want to look at it from one aspect, they have more wins against the rest of the league than the BC Lions, because 2 of the Lions' wins are against the Elks. But 8-10 might get you in, depending on how some of the other games play out. As I've been saying, Saskatchewan can win every game, especially when they play other West teams. I know they got a couple left. And I would still put Calgary in that situation. I don't think the Elks, if you're an Elks fan listening, and probably most of you are, I don't think you should be thinking about second place. So because Calgary plays BC, right? You want Calgary to beat BC, I would say. Do you have the Stamp schedule up? I'll get it up.
No, I have the Elks. So at Toronto, at Hamilton.
And those are tough games. I mean,
hosting Saskatchewan, hosting Winnipeg, at BC, hosting Calgary.
I mean, all difficult games, as you would expect. Calgary, for example, Calgary is playing BC, Montreal.
They have a bye this week.
Yes, sorry. Then they play BC, Montreal, BC, Hamilton, Toronto, Edmonton. Quite frankly, you want them to beat BC. You want them to beat Montreal, because Montreal could drop back into crossover contention.
Absolutely.
You want them to beat BC again. Calgary, Hamilton, you probably don't care. Calgary, Toronto, you want Calgary. Calgary, Edmonton, you want Edmonton, if you're an Elks fan. So really, the way I look at it, if you're an Elks fan, you should be fine with Calgary winning 4 of the remaining 6 games. And you for sure want them to beat BC twice and Toronto once. For sure, right?
For sure, yeah.
Be nice if they beat Montreal. Calgary, Hamilton, to me, really doesn't matter in terms of affecting the Elks. And then the last game of the season, Calgary at Edmonton, you'd want the Elks to win it. And the Elks might have to win it.
They might have to
get in. It might come down to that.
But if they have to, the likelihood of it being a nothing game for Calgary, if Saskatchewan keeps playing the way they are, could be quite high, in which Calgary could be resting players saying, well,
that's another good point. Yeah.
We don't need this game. Our place is where it is. But it could mean a lot for Edmonton. That's something that Maddie pointed out a couple weeks ago on the Green and Gold Kickoff Show. You know who predicted what the Elks were going to do recently?
Who?
Taylor Inglis. I talked to him today.
Oh, really?
And he said, yeah, I told you. They were going to win those 2 games out east, then they were going to split with Calgary. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Now what's going to happen?
Nostradamus, what are they going to do for the rest of the year?
Right.
There's no comment.
Okay. Well, it'll be difficult. I mean, Hamilton's good. I mean, and Toronto's dangerous. Still, I mean, they can score points. Winnipeg plays Hamilton, Ottawa, Hamilton, then has a bye, then plays Edmonton, Saskatchewan, Montreal. Now, if they don't have Collaros for some of all those games, that certainly changes the tone, but they're still a good team. They still have Mike O'Shea as the coach and a bunch of other good players. But at least the Elks are in the mix. And that win on Saturday, for me anyway, changed the entire perspective. If they're 4-8, quite frankly, I'm saying, whatever, everybody.
Yeah.
Like, it's over. Good luck.
No, you're right.
At least now at 5-7, which in and of itself is not a great record, but usually at least one team every year in the CFL, 6 out of 9 make the playoffs. So that by the law of averages, at least one team is going to be below 500. So at least there's a path that you can see.
Okay, let me ask you this. Aside from Saskatchewan, is Edmonton the hottest team in the CFL?
Who else has been good lately?
Like, they've won 4 of their last 5.
Yeah, I would think so. I can't remember all the results.
They might even be the hottest team. Look at Montreal. Did they start? They've lost their last 5. 5-game losing streak.
Were they 5-2? Yeah, they were. They were 5-2. So they've actually fallen back now where they got to worry about the crossover. because they're only a game ahead of Toronto and Ottawa, and they're tied with Edmonton and tied with BC. So there's a big jumble there. Is this an early homer for the Astros already?
Yeah, it's all signs are pointing to positive for Jay's play of the day, which was over in the Blue Jays-Astros game as Bieber gives up a 2-run shot. Is that Correa?
I think so.
2-0 Houston.
All right, top of the first. So let me ask you this. If you're now game planning against the Elks, how do you contain Justin Rankin? Because that's what all other teams are talking about, isn't it? I mean, yes, they want to hit Fajardo. Yes, there are some Elks receivers that can make plays, but does the Elks attack not all revolve around Rankin? Or I guess setting things up the way they want to set it up?
But it's a double-edged sword. If you're going to take away Rankin in the run game, you're bringing extra people into the box, into the front four with the line. You're bringing an extra running personnel there, which exposes you in the passing game. And I think that's what Calgary was trying to do. Because Cody Fajardo, remember I was saying they were dumping those little 9-10 yard passes?
Right.
With ease. Then they started covering that. Well, guess what happens is Justin Rankin gets unleashed. And all it takes is one crease. Even if you load the box. You saw that on that 90-yard run. Evans made a great seal, and he's gone. And what JC said with these teams, this team is learning to win. They realize now that they can do things that they didn't maybe think they had the confidence to do earlier in the year.
Right.
Justin Rankin is running with confidence. I have not seen a spin move like that at full speed in quite a while, to be honest. On that 30-yard, his second touchdown run.
Right.
Like, he's playing with swagger. That's hard to beat no matter who you're up against. Now, Toronto has a good run defense. They do. But if you're going to take away one area, something else is going to be open. So that's the beauty, and that's why having an established good running game is so important, especially in the CFL.
All right, 780-218-9999. If you want to get in touch, that is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, home of Tap 25 Restaurant, where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week. That is from 2 to 5 p.m. 2-0 Astros leading the Blue Jays 2-out in the top of the first. We're going to have our words of the day coming up. The Blue Cross Courageous Moment is going to feature a local golf pro who I think... I don't think I've ever talked to Rob. Maybe I've interviewed him in the past. I don't remember. His bio on the Stony Plain Golf Course website, golfstonyplain.com. Rob joined the Stony Plain Golf Course in 2016 after spending 8 seasons at the Mayfair and 15 at Victoria Golf Course. 2025 marks his 9th season as our head professional. Rob enjoys long walks on the beach, moonlit strolls, and candle making. I wonder if there might be being a little cheeky in that last sentence. We're going to have to ask him.
Maybe the bookbinder needs to meet the candle maker.
Yes. Do we have any local candle makers that we can get in touch with? By the way, if you're taking us in on YouTube, thank you for doing so. If you haven't already, subscribe to Edmonton Sports Talk and give us a thumbs up. We are almost at 100. So click the thumbs up button if you haven't already. And if you have, encourage somebody else in your life to do so. And we'll hit 100 by 6 o'clock. All right. Rob James on a very long day of golf when we get back.
The Jays are down 2-0 to the Astros midway through the first inning of their series opener. George Springer up to bat for Toronto, and there's 5 other games live. 2 in the second. The Marlins down 3-1 against the Nationals, while the Mets trailed the Phillies 2-0. Meanwhile, day 1 of Elks practice saw Travis Green, Jared Brinkman, and Javon Leake absent from the field. Leake with an illness, Green with a knee injury, and Brinkman out due to a shoulder and toe issue. And this week, it's the Elks visiting the Argos. Toronto naming Nick Arbuckle the starter for the contest. Argos also moving Chad Kelly from the injured list. His availability for the game is undecided. After the break, Rob James checks in with Reid and Jay. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The leaves are turning, and just like golf season, time is running out to get in on Play Alberta's biggest offer ever. For a limited time only, new players can get up to a $1,000 casino bonus when they sign up. There's never been a better time to join the fun. Visit playalberta.ca today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. Remember, if you gamble, please use your game sense.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
All right, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. Yeah, new segment on the show. We're happy to have it. Presented by Alberta Blue Cross. It is the courageous moment. Running your own small business takes courage, and as it grows, so does your team. That's why Alberta Blue Cross offers health, dental, life, disability, and wellness benefits designed just for small businesses, because we know a healthy team means a thriving business. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that is right for you. Really happy to have this gentleman on the show. I texted him out of the blue last night, and he got back to me right away. So hopefully he's raring to go. Maybe he was just like, if I reply to this guy, he'll leave me alone in the future. He's the head pro at Stony Plain Golf Course. Rob James checking in. Rob, it's Reid and Jay. How are you doing?
I'm really good, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Okay, I got to start with something here that I found hilarious, and I think you meant it to be a little bit jokey. Your bio on the Stony Plain Golf Course website says you enjoyed long walks on the beach, moonlit strolls, and candle making. Was that because you needed another sentence, or is that true?
Well, it was actually, I look after the website at the golf course, so it's kind of one of the things that I've been looking after since my arrival there 10 years ago. We revamped it and ran it in-house, and it was literally, I was curious to see how many of my members would even get to that page, because we try to communicate all of the club's activities, and it's hilarious when they say, oh, I didn't get the email, I didn't get this, that, and the other thing. So it rarely gets brought up. I think I had a couple people from my ladies league maybe snoop around on some of the bios, and selfishly, I am a single guy, so I figured I'd throw some stuff out there to maybe get myself out there, but I have never made a candle. I don't really plan on doing it, but all right. The golf business is it's a long summer, so I got to have a little bit of humor.
Well, I think we have similar senses of humor, so I appreciated that for sure.
Well, I will say, our COO here, Matthew Awanek, he has in the past sent out emails, and at the very bottom, he'll put, if you reply and say, yes, I'll take you out for lunch, like to just to see who actually reads his emails. So I totally get what you did there.
Yeah, Rob. 100%.
So yesterday on the show, we got having a discussion about world records and the Guinness Book of World Records. And it was really cool because I remember when I was a kid, it was like, oh, wow, like a Guinness World Record. And then as you get a little older, you realize, well, some of these are gimmicky, or somebody will come up with an idea, like the woman who ran 100 meters on Lego. That's what we were talking. So she set the world record for running on Lego. Probably the only person to do it. But you have, and I Matt at the Garrison, this was his idea, Rob. So if you're peeved, right, it's Matt. He sent us a photo of your certificate for your Guinness World Record. So I'll just set you up there for the story of your Guinness World Record.
Yeah, it feels like another couple lifetimes ago. The adventure started in 2001. I worked at Victoria as an assistant for a number of years, and my roommate was another assistant out there, and we lived on a little 10-story walk-up called Bristol Towers, which overlooked Victoria Golf Course. And I'm sure over a lot of beers, which was pretty common back then, sitting on the balcony, the conversation just came up. I wonder how many holes you could play if you had the golf course to yourself. Because Victoria Golf Course, back in the early 2000s, there was 15 to 20 less golf courses in the Edmonton area, and the place was an absolute factory. So the conversation basically turned to that. Next thing I know, I'm Googling it, or whatever you did back in 2001. I had to figure out like who has the record for the most holes of golf. And I discovered that the record had already been established, and it was done back in 1990. It was a PGA of America member. He was in his 30s, and he did it in August in Ohio. And the record at the time was 846 holes. And of course, my brain was just like, that's impossible. Like, there's no way you can do that.
Right.
And it got to the point where it just drove me bonkers trying to figure this out. So I found him. He was still working at a club in Ohio, and I called him and I said, hey, like, how did you do this? And he kind of walked me through it. And in my head the whole time, I'm going, okay, well, I'm 23 and in decent shape, whatever, for an early 20-year-old. I've got a really easy golf course with no water. I've got way more daylight than Ohio has in August. And all of a sudden my brain just went, man, I'm going to give this a shot. And I think it was probably late March, early April. I had my parents over for dinner. And of course I'm 23. I probably didn't have much gourmet going on that night, but I bounced the idea off them. And of course they're looking at me like, what are you, like, you're already busy enough as it is. I mean, you're working your butt off at Victoria. But anyways, I gave it a go. It was an adventure for sure. With all the tips that this gentleman from Ohio gave me, I had a pretty reasonably good idea how to do it. But of course, just learning curve after learning curve. It was my thought process at the time was get the daylight done early, get the nighttime done early. So I'm like, let's start at 10 p.m. Get that all done with floodlights and get the hard part out of the way. And then when the sun comes up, just give her. But leading up to it, I mean, there's all the planning, all the stress going into it. I don't think I had slept for probably a couple of days before the thing even started. Jeez. And then now I've got a golf ball in front of me at 10 p.m. on June 20th, 2001. And I've got to now play golf for 24 hours. So my body and my brain was not prepared for the undertaking. And it was very evident early on that, the math didn't line up. I was not going to break this record, but it turned into basically just a personal marathon, trying to just make sure that I finished 24 hours because it was hyped up pretty good. I had lots of media involvement in it for the first year, and volunteers everywhere that had already committed to their shifts. And I didn't really want to pull the chute partway through it, so I gutted it out for the 24 hours, and 729 holes was year one's attempt, and it was a cancer fundraiser for the Canadian Cancer Society. So they were the big winner regardless. But I was pretty much, a combination of embarrassment and devastation that all the planning went into this. And I knew 2 hours into the 24 hours, as I'm in the middle of an outhouse in the dark of Victoria Golf Course, puking my brains out, that this isn't going to happen. And then I got talked into it to do it again. So, and it turned into a four-year journey. It just was it was one near miss after another, to be honest. I never intended for it to be 4 years. I'll just keep talking if you're okay with that.
Yeah,
let
me read the certificate to people.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I actually didn't know you tried and didn't get there.
Yeah.
So the certificate you have, that the picture Matt sent us, by the way, I hope you knew he was in your office or house taking this photo.
There's a few of them.
Rob James played 851 holes at Victoria Golf Course, and then it says 9-hole course, 3,002 yards, which I think is another part of the story, at Edmonton, Alberta, June 21st, 22nd, 04. So the daylight, so you tried it again with peak daylight in 04.
Yeah. It was 4 years of attempts. So, and I had reached out to Guinness. They had the requirements. So the reason behind the 9 holes of it is it had to be 9 consecutive holes, because I was like, well, I could just play 1 and 9 over and over and over again.
Oh.
There's no commute in between them, and I could just, play 2 holes. But they had to be 9 consecutive holes, and then a minimum of 6,000 yards. So that basically that means a 3,000-yard golf course. I tacked on 2 more yards just in case somebody wanted to question me on it or whatever. But Guinness had all those rules in place. I had some local rules that were allowed as well. So I never touched a golf ball the entire time. I had each golf ball used for 1 hole. So that was teed up on the tee box already. As soon as I holed out, I left it in the hole, and somebody would pick it up afterwards. They'd number the golf balls so that we could kind of keep track of them, and we'd auction those off to charity afterwards. And I would just hop in the cart and go as fast as we could. So I didn't drive. I had my own personal chauffeur the entire time. We learned a whole bunch of stuff to kind of just start to shave a few seconds off everything, because I really didn't think I was going to do it again. But I spent the winter of 2001 in Australia for about 5 months, and I had a lot of time to kind of think about things, a little bit of training, a little bit of more cardio focused kind of health stuff. And when I came back, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to give it a go again. And we had figured out that if you take a golf cart and you remove the windshield off the front of it, we actually put the golf bag on top of the front of the golf cart. So as I'm driving in the golf car as the passenger, I've got my golf club sitting right there in front of me. And the spotters that would be out on the golf course, they'd radio a yardage to the cart. So they'd say 110, and I would just grab my 110-yard club, step out, hit, get back in the cart, and then on we would go. So yeah, I'd have drivers for, I mean, it was a stressful job to be a driver because you had to park perfectly so that I could just step out, swing, and get back in. And if you got too close, of course, I'm pretty owly and stressed out during this event. So a couple of my drivers learned that they had to be really good at that positioning. We had 3 golf cars that were delivered directly basically from the club car factory. They were street legal golf cars. And if you hit a couple of little bumps or frost heaves in the fairways, you were literally getting airtime. It was a fast golf car. And we figured out in 04, there was 1 cart out of the 3 that was just a little faster. So we ran that thing often. And, the seat would get hot. Like you'd expect this thing was going to blow up underneath you. So we'd have to swap the clubs out every now and then and just rotate it out. But anyways, 2002 rolls around and we've got all the fine tuning. We've got more floodlights. I've got more volunteers, more spotters. And in the middle of the night, the poplar fuzz like starts raining off the old poplar trees down at Victoria. I know there's not as many down there anymore, but back in 2002, the poplar decided to just drop that night. And we had the floodlights on the golf course, and I hit a shot. It was on hole 5, and we all thought it was in the fairway. And we drive out there, and we can't find it. And of course, the rules of golf, you've got to look for your golf ball for 5 minutes because I'm doing everything by the book. There's no gimmies, there's no pickups. This is like real golf.
Yeah.
And for 5 minutes, we look for this golf ball at like 3 a.m, and we can't find it because everything looks like a golf ball. It's all poplar chunks in the middle of the fairway. And sure enough, we get through the nighttime part. We finish off at 8 a.m. and it's like 7:30 and my former head pro, he's still at Victoria, Kevin Hogan, he was driving me and he's like, you're really close, Rob. Like you gotta step on it here. And I'm like how can, like, really? I'm like, we're into 23 and a half hours. Like I gotta step on it. Anyways, it turned out I'm chipping up to hole 8. The record's 846 holes. And I'm chipping up to hole 8 and the horn blows to signify 24 hours. And I'm 844 holes into it. So I'm basically a hole and a half short. I look down the 9th fairway. I can see all the spotters, all the volunteers, all the media that had kind of been there at 8 a.m. for their morning broadcast. They were all doing their live shows. And I'm just like, oh my God, like I'm devastated. My family's with me on the 8th green and we're all just like, we're bawling, right? There's just so much work going into this that I feel like I'm just like, man, you know, so now all of a sudden I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna do this again. I can't continue to beat myself up.
That was
on
your
this.
third attempt.
That was actually second attempt.
So
2002,
01,
I was
03.
a hole and a half short.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then so the happy ending's coming up in 04 now.
Yeah, it is coming up eventually. I'll get there.
No, I just want to make sure people know the time you put into this.
Yeah,
this is incredible.
Yeah. I mean, and you know, it was funny because I'm getting whole sponsorships for it. And like the first year when I was getting, I was going around to companies and saying, hey, I'm going to try to, you know, play as many holes as I can in 24 hours. I didn't really let them read the fine print. So like, oh yeah, put me down for $1 a hole. You know, I mean, you know, 18 holes, you'll get, yeah, whatever, right? You'll probably play 3 rounds of golf. And then I'm knocking on the door in the summertime going, yeah, you owe me $729. But the following years, they all kind of understood what was going on, but there was still pretty good bang for the buck if they were involved in the event. But after I finished 02, of course, everybody that comes into the pro shop, I've now got a bit of a following on this. So when they're like, well, you got to do it again. I mean, you're so close. And I'm like, this is I should be in the bar drinking all summer long in my early 20s. And instead I'm training for these golf marathons and it's dedicating my life to it. So anyways, year 3, we got it all figured out again. We're killing it. And honestly, if you were to Google like weather records for June 20th in 2003, it got down, like there was a chance of rain in the forecast. And I'm like, it would really suck if I have to deal with any kind of rain. And so we start at 8 a.m. We get to about, 10 o'clock at night. And all of a sudden, like this weather system rolls in and it's dumping rain. It got down to 6 degrees, which down in the river valley was probably more like, 2 or 3. It's windy. And now I'm trying to play golf as fast as I can with floodlights. I've got my glasses that are wet. I can't see a thing. The cart's sliding through everything. And at the halfway point, I was on pace to break the record, but then the weather rolls in and I ended up, just falling behind. We played 818 holes that year. So again, you got to give it a go. And fourth attempt, 2004, I had a backup date in place. We'd learned everything. And I was successful. It was absolutely incredible to kind of get through it finally. I broke the record with about 9 minutes to spare. And then in the last 5 holes, I was 2 under par in those 5 holes because I was so jacked up on adrenaline, knowing that these 4 years are done. I had breakfast television from the A channel days back then. They were on site the whole time. I had so many people there that were, I had all of media's attention at the time for the early 2000s. It would have been amazing to do it nowadays, but back then I had every
you could live stream the whole thing. Yeah. Okay, so what part of your body was in the most pain after 851 holes?
God, you know what? It was a combination of everything, like bouncing around in the cart. All my internal organs were like, I felt like I was going to puke for like weeks after because everything was off internally. But the first year I did it, I got home and I was obviously crushed and devastated because I was so far away from breaking the record. I just climbed into my bed and I didn't get out. And then when I woke up the next morning, I literally couldn't move. Everything was rock solid. My whole lower body was done. I managed to eventually get myself to work a few days later, but I had a standard and I couldn't get my clutch to go in and out because I couldn't lift my leg up. Like everything is completely shut down. So I learned a lot through that. I think going into the second, third, and fourth year, I had a cocktail of allergy medication, all the topical anti-inflammatories. I had pills to stop the plumbing, which I didn't obviously have in the first year. And I regret that was tough for sure. But yeah, it was kind of a science. It was, there was lots to go into it and every little thing, contributed to the overall time because the time didn't stop. As soon as it was 8 a.m., you had 24 hours. So there was no breaks for meals. I was standing on the back of a cart, taking a leak sometimes. It was moving because there was no time to do anything but just
So you would
try to
pee
play
off
golf.
a moving golf cart?
I did try it once. It was a bad experiment. So, but everywhere else, I was just like, with volunteers every 50 yards, there were a lot of people that saw some indecent exposure during those events, unfortunately. But I didn't have time to run to the bushes.
Yeah. Jeez.
Rob James, Stony Plain Golf Course head pro, joining us here, talking about his record-breaking 24 hours in 2004. From your start to the end, what was the biggest time-saving method that you found out? You alluded to the golf cart, but was there weights? Was it shortcuts? Like, what was the thing that saved you the most time in the end?
Yeah, I mean, Victoria Golf Course it's pretty, the holes are pretty laid out close to each other. We had all the traffic kind of like the entrance that you would have to come in and out of. You'd go from hole 4 to 5, you'd have to cross that road.
Yeah.
And then from 7 to 8, you cross the same road. So I had people blocking off the traffic. So I had right of way for all of that. There was nobody on the golf course, obviously. So the whole thing was mine. The carts being incredibly fast certainly helped out. I rarely hit driver, especially at nighttime. Like I had a club that I used that was primarily just for keeping the golf ball in front of me and low enough where it would be in the lights. Because if you got outside of the floodlights, I had them basically set up every 50 yards on the fairways. And if you got outside of the floodlights, you were done. You had to hope that the spotter heard it land. Because I was using real golf balls. Like low golf balls wouldn't have worked well for performance. And I had like 76 dozen Pro V1s logoed usually every year by the golf ball sponsor. I think I had 4 different sponsors because they were just used for the one hole. And I've got them still in my basement from all 4 events. Some of them were sold off afterwards with magic numbers on them and stuff. But Yeah, like I said, we just learned stuff along the way. Having all the yardages in front. I mean, there's no practice swing. It's funny when you watch golf nowadays, and I look back at some of the numbers that I had and some of the math. There was a time where I in 2003, my good buddy Kyle Stinson, he was driving me, and I eagled number 4, which is the only par 5 on the front 9, and then I par 5, and then a hole 6, I hole it out for an eagle, and I hit the second shot, and I hop in the cart and we drive, and as we're driving, we're watching this golf ball run up to the green, and it goes in the hole, and we keep driving to the green, and I'm like, Kyle, we got to go to the next hole, and so he does this with the power cart, and we do like a 360 in the middle of the fairway. But I went eagle par eagle in this stretch, and I ended up shooting 32, and I got some of the notes. It took me 12 minutes and 36 seconds for that 9 holes of golf.
Oh,
because I made 2 eagles. And
2 eagles.
it was insane, absolutely insane. And because the pace for the whole day is 30 minutes. Like, you got to play 18 holes in 30 minutes,
right,
but then times that for the entire event.
Yeah.
So the math was like, okay, I need to bank some time in the daylight to get a couple minutes under, and then I can play my evening golf. You're going to be a little bit slower in the evening, obviously. But that 32 and I watch golf, and you watch Patrick Cantley shuffle his feet for 12 minutes before he hits a tee shot. And it's kind of crazy, but the math is bonkers. And I've had people it gets recognized or brought up every now and then on Twitter. Like Golf Digest did a weird, golf fact tweet a few years back. And I get called out on it. I get called out by these random dudes in Alabama. They're like, "Oh, that's bullshit. There's no way you can do that. Like, it must be putt, blah, 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 blah." I'm like, no, this was legit golf.
Yeah.
Like, it was on the Golf Channel afterwards. It was featured on all the local stuff. And I wish I could find some of the archived footage from back then, because I don't have a lot of actual video stuff. And if I could go back in time, if I was 23 right now, it would be absolutely amazing, right? I mean, you could have a GoPro on the golf cart.
Yeah.
You could be getting live donations globally during the event. And, we ended up raising $95,000 for the Canadian Cancer Society, but that was primarily just people that were at Victoria Golf Course, or people that knew that I was doing this kind of every year on June 20th, June 21st, whatever it happened to be. So we had a pretty good following locally and lots of support with the local media. But, if I could do that now, and I wouldn't even think about doing it because I can't play 18 holes without hurting myself now, it would be awesome to do.
I just want to get thanks for being so generous with your time. This is I'm just amazed. I didn't know about all this. I just want to get 2 in if I can here.
Yeah.
How long did it take Guinness to certify this?
You know what? I had to submit a logbook. So they had a whole bunch of footage that I ended up getting from the local media. I had to ship it off to their headquarters or whatever. I had a logbook with all the volunteers that had witnessed it. And then it was actually it got published. It got published in the 2007 book. And I didn't know it was going to end up in the book, because there's a million records, right? I mean, they can't make one book that features all the records. So I didn't know. I got the certificate in the mail. I'd actually moved apartments. I was in a basement suite somewhere downtown, and I moved up into the 3rd floor, and it got delivered to the basement suite, and it actually sat in the lobby in this brown paper bag for a month. I'm like, well, I finally got it. And I'm like, wow, they didn't tell me they shipped it. So that probably arrived about 4 months later. But then in 2007, all of a sudden, I think it was my sister, but she's in Costco, and she opens up the Guinness World Record book, and my record's in there, and it's in the little golf page. They've got 6 or 7 golf records featured. And so she takes all the Guinness World Record books, and she flips it to page whatever it is, 286 in all these books, and she puts them all open, and it featured me on it. And I thought that was pretty darn funny. So yeah, it's actually in the book. It's in the 2007 book, but yeah.
I thought you were going to say that she opened them to each that page and ripped them all out and took them home.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay, then the other question I have, has anybody since beaten your record?
No. There's been some attempts. I was in touch with a gentleman from Texas a few years back. We probably chatted once a month or so, and he kind of planned to do it about a year and a half out. And I gave him all the tips and tutorials, and the whole time in my head, I'm like, you're not breaking it, man. Like if it ever gets broken, it would never be done on a first attempt because there's just so much that you wouldn't be prepared for. I don't think the circumstances that I had can be really replicated anywhere else. Like we got the amazing daylight. I had a short, flat golf course without any water features to worry about. I think it'd be pretty hard for someone to probably ask for a golf course to be empty. Like I literally had the golf course. There was no revenue that day on the golf course because it was just for Rob James, and that happened for 4 consecutive years. So kudos to the city of Edmonton for letting me do that back in the day, but I don't think they would let me do it if I asked them. There was a gentleman in the UK that did it as well, and I think he made it 6 or 7 hours and something blew up, whether it was his elbow or wrist.
Oh, no.
And he sent me a message a couple of months later. He's like, how the F did you do that? And so, yeah, the physical part of it is, it was pretty darn tough. I couldn't close my hands or do anything afterwards for a little bit.
I was going to say your hands. I know everything else recovered, but I'm just thinking, have your hands recovered yet? It's 20 years, like 22 years later. Have they recovered yet?
You know, it's funny. One of my funniest stories behind it is I used one glove in 2004. Like I never took it off. It was gross. Like it had banana and snot and blood and who knows what on it. And the rep of this glove company came by and I said, here, I want you to take this glove, like put it in a magazine, like tell your guys that this thing played 47 rounds of golf in one day and it didn't have any holes in it. Like it was gross, obviously. And the loser lost the glove. So I don't actually have that glove. I was mad when I found out that he's like, I must have lost it. And I'm like, you idiot. Like that was like one of my favorite mementos was that I did it with one golf glove.
Okay, Rob, this has been incredible. I mean, I thought this was going to be great, but you exceeded this because there was even more to the story than I thought. We got to talk to Matt about his emails. I mean, he's like, hey, call this.
Yeah.
So
this guy might be interesting.
Thank you for doing this.
Yeah.
Thank you for telling that story. I'm glad you still have the record. This has been absolutely epic.
We got to have him on again because you're doing something else. Aren't you going for every course in Alberta?
That was somebody else.
Oh, okay.
That's somebody else.
All right.
That's somebody else. We got that.
Yeah, you've done enough.
He's done quite a bit. And quickly, it took me. I finally played Stony Plain during COVID. That's an outstanding track there. I haven't been golfing as much the last couple of years, but I got to get out there again. So I don't know if you've been on with Murray plugging the course too, but that's a great course.
Actually, I was on Sunday.
Sunday, I was on. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're an EST veteran now. Okay.
Yeah, totally.
Rob, thank you so much. We'll be in touch down the road, but thanks for telling that tale. Just incredible stuff.
My pleasure, guys. Thanks for having me.
That is the Alberta Blue Cross Courageous Moment. So that's Rob James. He's now the head pro at Stony Plain. When he was at Victoria, 4 summers in a row, he tried to break the record. So for holes played in 24 hours. So the record was 846. He did 729. Then he did 844 and a half. Then he did 818, and then he got to 851.
That's
and still has the record
of 94 and a half rounds of 9 holes.
Like,
that is incredible.
That was all he went through.
That was amazing.
That was so good.
Yeah,
that was so good.
Amazing storyteller.
He's just great. He's great at telling the story and remembering the details and all the stuff. I'm like, okay, so when I'm doing this interview, I'm thinking about, okay, we kind of know what we're going to ask him, and I'll kind of think, okay, so he played really fast, but then it's like, yeah, the golf cart. You'd need somebody else driving the cart. You'd need access to your clubs. Right. So they found a way to put them on the hood. Like you can't be walking to the hole every time and getting your ball. Like the next one needs to be teed up. You need to save those seconds every hole if you're going to do this.
Oh, what a story. I need my daughters to take out the Guinness World Book of Records from the library.
That was awesome. That was absolutely awesome. That's Rob James, head pro at the Stony Plain Golf Course, which that's also a great place to play. All right. Oh my goodness. I'm blown away by how great that segment was. You can give us a thumbs up on YouTube. We need 3 more for 100. Okay. If Rob can find a way to play 851 holes, you guys can help us find 3 thumbs in the last 10 minutes of the show. We, of course, are coming to you from the Banquet Studio. Spin to Win Fridays at the Banquet. Spin the wheel for a chance to win big and save on your bill. Details at thebanquetbar.ca. SentinelStorage.com. Back with words of the day.
Toronto trails Houston 2-0, bottom of the second in their series opener. 2 outs for the Jays, Ernie Clement at bat and a runner on first base. And 7 other games are live. Phillies up 4-0 over the Mets, top of the fourth, while the Guardians hold a 2-0 lead on the Royals in the sixth, and the Tigers, they trail the Yankees 1-0 entering the second. In the CFL, Javon Leake, Jared Brinkman, and Tanner Green all miss Elks practice today. Brinkman with a toe and shoulder injury, Green with a knee injury, and Leake due to illness, while Nick Anderson was limited with an ab issue. And Saturday, it's the Elks taking on the Argos from Toronto. The Argos confirming earlier today that Nick Arbuckle will start in the game, with it not yet being determined if Chad Kelly will dress for the contest. Words of the day. And the final segment of the Reid Wilkins Show brings us back on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
EST Afternoons.
TSN Salim Valji. This could be an extremely valuable deal for the Flames after an exceptional rookie season. But what can you tell us about this deal with Dustin Wolf?
I think it's a big day for the organization, and I think it's really well received in the market. To me, what adds kind of an extra icing on the cake is that Wolf's American. The challenges of the Flames keeping high-profile Americans has been documented.
EST Afternoons, weekday afternoons 1 to 3, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
So if you want to look up Rob James and his Guinness World Record, most holes of golf played in 24 hours, it's from June 21st and 22nd, 04. Rob with 2 Bs, R-O-B-B James, just remarkable stuff. And he is currently at the Stony Plain Golf Course. He was at Victoria when he set that record. He still holds it. Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. Gaming made easy anytime, anywhere. With Play Alberta, you have a full casino experience right at your fingertips. Play from your phone, tablet, or computer whenever works for you. Download the Play Alberta app today and get started with a $50 casino bonus. Just deposit $50 with the promo code EST Casino. Play smart, play local, and remember, use your game sense. All right, words of the day.
The word of the day with Reid and Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
What do they got to say?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you.
Let's find out.
English, do you speak it? Then you know what I'm saying.
First word of the day, saprophytic.
Pardon me?
Saprophytic.
Wow.
These are from Dave from Ewell, by the way. He's a real wordsman. Thanks, Dave.
Saprophytic. Well, I'll just take a stab at it. I'm actually going to go with my second instinct, not my first. I'm going to go against what you tell me.
I don't like this.
Then I'm going to go with my first. Did you see what I wrote down?
I didn't. Go with your second instinct.
Yes,
maybe.
that's what I was going to do, so I don't feel bad you telling me that. Saprophytic. Saprophytic. Didn't get it. I think I took a good stab at it.
You did. SAPROPHYTIC.
No way. Saprophytic. Oh, okay. So it's like a scientific chemical engineering type word. I don't know.
It's an adjective.
It's an adjective.
Sure. It has to do with the science of, I guess, eating or humans.
Give me a sentence if you can. Please.
Many are saprophytic, thriving on dead or decaying organic matter.
So it's like something that eats dead cells to survive. An organism that eats dead cells to survive.
Yeah, we'll give you that.
The sentence pretty much so it's like certain types of bacteria.
So 0.5. So the actual definition of saprophytic is obtaining food by absorbing dissolved organic material.
I don't think I should get anything, quite frankly.
0.27. 0.27 out of 2.
Sure. Pretty bad.
Second word of the day.
That's a good, neat word, though. The spelling is neat.
Vicissitude. Vicissitude.
Vicissitude?
Vicissitude.
Okay, so vicissitude. Oh, if it's like this, if I get this one,
if you get this spelling,
VISCISCITUDE. Oh man, I went for it though with the two SCs. I went for it.
VICISSI.
Oh no way.
TUDE.
Oh, I never would have got that. Okay, vicissitude. I'm gonna say this is having the attitude of a nobleman.
It is the quality.
Can you believe the Duke's vicissitude?
Say what? The quality or state of being changeable or mutability.
Okay, yeah, I'm just taking a 0. Yeah.
Nah. That was a tough one.
That was a tough one. Point something.
0.27 out of 4.
That's just a mercy. 0.27.
It is.
Oh my goodness. What a fun show. Thanks for checking us out. The Nielsen Show, the live stream picks up at 6 a.m. And of course, you can also get him and LTE from 6 to 9 tomorrow morning on Cruise FM 95.7. Thanks to Zachary Kubish and the glue guy, Jason Milne. I'm Reid. Have a good evening.